How we doing, everybody? Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Hopefully, you're doing good. I would think so. Anyway, if you're not in the chat, you're not in the chat. Nobody's first in the chat. Either that or the chat is broken. You guys want to prove the chat is not broken? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if the chat is broken. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get into some silly news or whatever that I was curious about what's going on the world of Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it there. Should we 200%? Let's make 200%.
And you obviously get paid. DSA specifically through the collective bargaining agreement.
That's not what that, dude.
A is here with Atlanta Democrat Socialist America. He's going to be my handler today. So last time we couldn't really discuss it fully. Democrat Socialist America, they have a collective bargaining agreement with Telecommunication Workers of America. That's essentially how DSA members get paid. That's why, the only reason why you would stick around with me for 2 full hours. You kind of want to address that today?
No.
Ooh, calling
Why?
him out.
Why would you stick around with me for 2 full hours?
Well, I'm not staff and I'm not paid. You got that wrong. I don't think you understand how staff work.
Okay. So, but DSA members do get paid to do things like organize events or protests.
Hey, Godfrey, how you doing there?
Not really. I mean, in the way that
Godfrey, you usually hit the like button or the share or whatever on Twitter. I appreciate it when you do that. Thank you so much. Hey, Share Bear's in my chat. Wow. Nobody else's chat, so she shows up in my chat. Just kidding, Share Bear. Thank you for that donation and help out yesterday. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing good. I wish this would kind of show the circle bill or whatever, because that shows that she's a member on that channel or whatever, or maybe her name is in green. That's the other way it shows up, because you don't see it there, but you probably see it in the chat or whatever that shows up in green there. And Rooster's in the house. Thank you guys for popping in and hanging out and showing the love there. Thank you, Share Bear. Hopefully you're doing good here. I just like to once in a while do an afternoon stream. We're usually around 2 or 3 o'clock. I wish I should like time it better, or do what some guys do is they kind of say, I'm going to be on at 3 o'clock. So everybody kind of plans on showing up at 3 o'clock, but sometimes I don't know when I'm kind of pop on. So I just have to pop on when I can,
you think that happens.
You just
better than popping off.
That staff get
any
paid.
organization has staff.
So I appreciate you.
I mean, you make money off your videos.
I make money off my videos, and I'm very transparent about it. But when you guys organize these events, you obviously get paid. DSA specifically through the collective bargaining agreement.
That's not what that, dude.
That's all right. There's no reason why you would stick with me otherwise. You wouldn't do this for free. Just stick around with me.
Well, I'm here because you keep going up to troll people, so I'm just here to let people know what you're doing.
How did you know I was trolling? You just walked up and I was having a normal conversation.
People know what you've been doing.
I have normal conversations with people. Do you watch my videos?
No.
So you wouldn't know, right? You just walked up and you said, "Oh, I'm going to be with you again today."
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I mean, you have it in you to like run around. Like, are you pretty active?
Well, I'm
Are you ready to run?
Just that it's a good idea for you to leave because you're disrupting the event. So
I'm not disrupting it. I'm actually here to have conversations with people. I'm actually not here for you guys today. I'm here for PSL. So do you want to go around with me to PSL? We're basically going to ask them about their property here, the Atlanta Liberation Center. We're going to ask them about why they have to build signs a couple days before the protest. We're going to ask them about the Progressive Unity Fund, because that's how Nival Roy Singham, you guys know him, funnels his money to PSL. So you want to go do that with us? Okay.
I love use the de-escalator staff people for content. I love it.
He definitely will, because he's going to keep walking with us.
Taco Bell or whatever, some sort of taco or something like that from Taco Bell, the number 2 or whatever, I guess it was. No sour cream on this one though.
Yeah.
And Mountain Dew. I know it's not healthy. I'm sorry.
But when you guys organize these events, you obviously get paid.
Let's see what else we got on the list here. Democrat lawmakers, says I have no idea. Sidestep questions on whether Kamala Harris should run in 2028 in exclusive Fox News digital video. Oh, they might not like her to run. Interesting.
Mind if I ask you real quick if Kamala Harris should run again, do you think, in 2028 for president?
You ask her. I have no idea who's running, and we'll focus on 2028 after 2026.
You know, the Supreme Court just struck down key provisions of the Voting Rights Act, denying representation and suppressing the votes and the will of the people. That, I think, is the story you guys should be covering today. The right-wing Supreme Court taking away people's representation by striking down key provisions of the Voting Rights Act. That's the story of the day.
I don't think much about that right now. So
I think there's definitely a lot.
Democrats used to say, we're going to let the courts decide. We're going to let the courts decide this issue and that issue. The courts decided an issue, and now the right-wing court did the bad thing. You guys said to let the courts decide. They decided. You should be okay with it.
A lot of support still out there for her, and
Hey, Snook. Hey, Share Bear.
she seemed real sharp on the issue still, so
I probably shouldn't
we'll
have it
see how
either.
goes. But there's going to be a lot of people jumping in that one.
Snook's always gets mad at me when I eat Taco Bell or drink Mountain Dew, but she's not my mommy.
I'll comment until I know whether she really
Judy Chu.
actually is or not, because it's a comment, you know.
I think that's her decision, but I believe there should be a wide open Democratic primary. And I think there'll be a lot of contenders.
So what about after Joe Biden stepped out? Should there have been a wide open primary vote then? No, back then you said we need to get a candidate right away, probably. Inconsistency, Democrats. Very inconsistent.
You know, governors, senators, but I also think people outside of government would be interested in running too.
Or Diet Mountain Dew.
Be a healthy experience, and that anyone who's interested ought to run.
What's your main focus right now?
November, getting the majority. We'll worry about all the rest after that.
Who do you think would be good for the party?
Coming out of the Trump era, I mean, anything's an upgrade.
These people, Democrats, they just have no consistency.
My bad.
What's we got here? Clarence Thomas here. Now, the U.S. May 8th, yesterday, has been asked by the red state of Alabama to throw out their congressional map that contains 2 racially cheated in seats. Eric Doherty says the new map would be at least R+1.
Pratt. This evening, Alabama Republicans have just filed an emergency request with the U.S. Supreme Court, asking the justices to lift a lower court ruling that stands in the way of their redistricting plans. Now, if Republicans succeed in all the proposals currently underway and the new maps pass legal muster, they could actually stand to net anywhere from 4 to 13 new seats before the midterms, Brett.
That's significant.
This evening.
Interesting. Vivek had something to say here. I want to see what his thoughts are on the subject here.
Over the past decade, Ohio has seen a significant shift in voting patterns. You know this.
Hey, Tricky Trixie, how you doing? Nice to see you. Long time no see. I probably saw you about a week or so ago. Tahiti Wave in the chat there. How you doing, Tahiti Wave? You're a little bit slow today. Usually you're the first chatter, but it's okay not to be the first one. I bet you if I was on Rumble today, you would have been the first chatter.
Particularly traditionally Democratic and Union voters have moved toward Republican candidates during elections in which Donald Trump's involved. Do you believe this shift is durable? And can you sustain it in this year's statewide races, all of them, without Donald Trump in the mix?
Absolutely. In fact, the evidence suggests we're already doing that. You see recent polling from union households. Understandably, they want more money in their pockets, rightfully so. They want high-paying jobs in the state. And they understand I'm going to be the guy who delivers that.
Well, I'm not on Rumble right now, but if I was or whatever, thank you. Hey, Find It Fix It. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing good today. Thank you for watching, the guys, and hitting the like button and all the other cool buttons out there. There's also a subscribe button down there also that has an all notifications bell. Please press that one.
So we're doing well amongst union households. We're also doing well amongst union endorsements. I'm proud to enjoy the endorsements from groups ranging from the Teamsters to the plumbers and pipe fitters unions, to the Midwest carpenters unions, to a wide variety of trade unions, even you think about ACT Ohio, think about a lot of the building trades. They've stepped up. They stuck their neck out early to come out and support me in an unprecedented way. I'm grateful.
Anybody from Ohio or that area, is his Democrat challenger intimidating or not? Or is there any chance that a Democrat would take Ohio?
For their support, and we will not forget the workers of the state. To the contrary, every policy we put in place is going to lift up the working family by putting more money in your pocket, by bringing down.
Remember when Ohio used to be a swing state? Back in the Bush era or whatever, it was like Ohio and Florida were two of the big swing states. Pennsylvania, I think, has always kind of been there.
Down those electric bills, but most importantly, bringing and keeping high-paying jobs in the state, keeping young workers in the state. And I'm grateful to these unions. I mean, they didn't have to make this change, but they reflect, I think, an open-mindedness, a willingness to say 10 years ago, they might have just voted Democrat by habit. And by the way, the Republican Party back then was not as friendly to working men and women in the way that we are today. I'm confident that I will be both a governor who brings those high-paying jobs to our state, but does so for the benefit of our workers. And I'm grateful for the endorsements of those unions, and I'm grateful for the union support that we're seeing in the polls.
Ooh, you're getting some union support. I would imagine police unions and the fire engine unions, hopefully from like some of the coal unions and things like that. Here's an old school thing here. I just noticed here, May 8th, Brandon Brown, Portland journalist guy. It's time to free Alan Sweeney and compensate him for his unlawful detention here back in the day.
Back up! Get the fuck back!
We don't advocate for any violence on this channel there, but back then, Antifa was a lot stronger and had a lot bigger numbers than you've seen lately and things like that. So sometimes you had to kind of make sure that you protected yourself from certain individuals there. But again, we don't advocate for any violence or anything like that. Justin, what is talking about his wife or something here?
I was so inspired when I was reading about these two remarkable people you see behind me, Kelly and Nora, and all these exciting things they were doing in Southern California, not just within the region, but in our state.
New thumbnail for Rumble. Did I put one up, or if you have anybody's good at making thumbnails or whatever, feel free. I'm getting tired of using the same old thumbnail. Like, nothing wrong with the We the People thumbnail, but it'd be nice to kind of have a cool, fancy thumbnail with Mr. Bill or something on it. I don't know. I'm just not the artsy kind of guy.
To create a state of mind and a quality imagination about a new pathway, a new approach to the issue of affordability and diapers. I had been reading about them, hearing about them, but I didn't have a chance to meet them until, as Nora referenced just a moment ago, Nora and Kelly came up to our office because they were the force behind California's efforts in a bill that I had the privilege of signing.
Does he know what he's even saying?
To, as they said, cut taxes on the cost of diapers, eliminating the sales tax. And it was wonderful to hear that we were one of the first states to do that and how other states follow. We are not imitating, we're a model to others. That's how the relationship with Baby to Baby started. But then the conversation continued. What more could we be doing? What more should we be doing in this space? It's nice to eliminate the sales tax, but we're not eliminating the overall cost burden. And that's when these conversations started to gel. And that's where the process began to unfold.
Conversations that you should have been having since babies have been born, make it more affordable for mothers. Yeah, hello.
Assemblywoman Ortega and others in the legislature, and we were able to get an appropriation in a year or so ago, went through a competitive bidding process.
You guys can talk about something else in the chat. Talk about the poll question there, your favorite chicken or whatever. You like chicken salad. I probably left some other options on there if you guys like different types of chicken. You get rotisserie chicken, fried chicken. There's other kinds of ways to do chicken also. Chicken soup.
And here we are making this announcement. 40.
Okay, I don't want to hear his voice anymore. Is that Spencer Pratt again? He's getting out there. Hopefully he'll have a chance at winning the LA mayor thing. I don't care too much about LA. It's 1,000 miles away, but
Nobody wants this. So it's as simple as enforcing laws and having people stop stealing our tax money. We pay too much in taxes to maintain quality of life. No, there's no more waste, fraud, corruption. And everybody wants this. So I'm locked in. I'm not playing. Great to see you.
Today was an amazing day. Spencer Pratt's animal rally in Encino, California, and I walked in and I immediately knew these are my people. Dogs up for adoption, advocates everywhere, people who show up every single week when nobody else does. I got to talk to Spencer Pratt, running for LA mayor, and he's all in for the animals as well. Tish Hyman was there too.
oh, she's the one that goes after the trans agenda and bathrooms and things like that. Awesome.
Also running. And these two are really the only candidates who actually answer your questions. No deflecting, just truth about animals, about women's rights, about real change. I met Joey Tuccio from nonprofits starting with one today, doing extraordinary work, rescuing animals on Skid Row when nobody else will. And a huge shout out to Rebecca Corey, founder of Stand Up for Pets Foundation, a vital force getting this message to the people who can actually do something about it. We see you, Rebecca. The ones in office had their chance. Time's up. We need new. We need real.
On the streets with dogs because it's illegal to live on the streets. So it's going to be real easy to enforce these laws because the sidewalks won't have drug addict zombies living on them anymore when I'm mayor. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to save this shelter situation, and we're going to start by spray and neutering all these dogs. We're going to stop the illegal breeders, and we're going to fund the shelters so that these dogs are not, they say it's a no-kill shelter. They're killing these dogs every day. These people send me videos. These dogs have like 3 days to live. Beautiful, cutest dogs ever. We're done with that. We're done. We're done with that. No more. And the cats. And the cats. The cat people. I include the dogs with the cats.
Include the dogs with the cats. Spencer Pratt for LA mayor, really. Here's a discussion James Klug had with somebody the other day. Crazy liberal.
What's the difference between something which happened thousands, not thousands, but hundreds of years ago, coming here for freedom, and now we're telling them to go back and we're treating them like slaves?
Because back then, the Native Americans did not really have control of the land. They lived on the land, but they didn't really have a certain place that they called home. It wasn't considered sovereign to them. But we consider land sovereign and always have. You have a house that you live in. That's your sovereign house. So Native Americans, place to place, they didn't kind of live in a certain area a whole lot of times and everything. Not that that was bad, but that's kind of the way that they lived, and they can still live that way. But the way that the Europeans live and everybody else pretty much is to have a kind of their own sovereignty. You understand this?
Slaves, animals. Where do you think they
It's an
put these?
established country. It wasn't back then. We also have massive social safety nets now that cost
Established country is a quick way of saying what I said.
taxpayers billions of dollars. They didn't have that back then. Well, you're asking me what the difference is. I'll keep going if you want me to.
Treating people with respect.
I understand
Now,
that.
when they put people in those camps, that's worse than the concentration camps.
How is that worse than the Are you trolling me right now? Or are we serious?
I'm absolutely serious.
So it's worse than a concentration camp.
Do you understand what the stupid thing you just said?
Extermination camp you're talking about?
Yes.
How? In what way?
Because of their color, because of their religion,
Because of
and
their
because
color?
they're not as high class as our president.
No. They're not being exterminated. They're being removed because they entered the
don't
country
know.
without permission.
What's the difference between
Can you imagine hating Trump so much that you make up lies to say stuff like that and think that he's doing things worse than concentration camps? Disgusting human. Hey, Wolfie, how you doing? Nice to see you there. Hopefully you're doing good. Hey, jet lag, what's happening with you? Nice to see you guys hanging out there. I appreciate you guys popping in on a afternoon here, Saturday afternoon. You guys should be out there having fun or something like that. Why aren't you guys out there mowing your lawn or trimming your weeds or other things like that? Get out there, touch grass. Tell myself the same thing. I don't really want to hear what this guy has to say.
News that we're just getting in from the Commonwealth of Virginia. This could have big implications for other states and clearly for the midterms. And
Good
there's
idea,
a
good
reaction
idea.
now for Republicans in Virginia saying the following: "We respect the decision of the Supreme Court of Virginia. I'm proud Virginians came out in historic numbers. Got it. Made their voices heard." Because they thought they were going to pick up several seats. Republicans are saying the Supreme Court today affirms what we all know. You cannot violate the Constitution to change the Constitution, which is what Shannon Bream was describing. News that we're just getting.
That was what they were doing, was trying to change the Constitution. Okay. Yeah, not without an amendment. Evidently, we're not passing an amendment, I'm guessing. There we go. San Francisco talked to a lady here. What did she have to say?
That we're doing in Florida.
Well, it's illegal, so we'll let the...
We're asking people today, what do they think about the new map that just passed that we're doing in Florida?
Well, it's illegal, so we'll let the powers that be or the attorneys decide what we're going to do. I feel like, though, court cases will set the precedent. So
Like in Virginia that we just talked about, set the precedent. Don't complain about it. Supreme Court decided.
I want fair elections in this country like we've had for many years.
Fair elections.
Fair elections.
The new map ends racial gerrymandering. The previous map had illegal majority minority districts, and it's about time we get rid of that and move towards a colorblind map. The new map is going to be race neutral and more constitutional.
Sounds like a plan.
On property, which under my state constitution and the federal constitution.
Hey, DLP, what's going on? How you
It
doing?
is an unalienable right. You have the right to own property in America. And if a company wants...
Oh, yeah, the Constitution is just a piece of paper. I remember that, yeah. Just a piece of paper. Is that right before she wanted to be president? And imagine if she was president, what she would do with that piece of paper.
drill a well on your property and put carbon dioxide down there and you don't want them to, then they ought to have the right to say no. And the state can't make them and the companies can't make them. And that's all I'm saying.
I'm not sure what he was talking about, but I always like to hear his voice. Usually has some good jokes. Jimmy Carter, I think best at what did he have? September Chet says former President Jimmy Carter cried when he was told information about UFOs and aliens. I don't think Trump knows. I mean, these people have kept this stuff secret. When they told Jimmy Carter, he cried. You can't go to the Carter Library and pull up that date, but they list the meeting and they're where he was when he got that brief. Oh, interesting.
Those guys came out the house. That was pretty convincing. Yeah, that was before the hearings that we had.
How clear was the video?
Clear as a screen. I mean, it was pretty clear. And that was pre-AI. AI was such a new thing, and then it fit in with what the Tic Tac videos were, and the heat signature is what I always thought was unusual, because it had to have a heat signature, but it didn't.
Right.
It's 0 point energy, whatever that is.
Right.
And then the quantum physics angle of it is mind blowing to me. I don't think Trump knows. I mean, these people have kept this stuff secret. Here's another thing. I was in one meeting and a guy said, I said, what about the president on this? And he said, the president's on a need to know basis. Now, that's a federal employee saying that he or she has information that the president is not allowed to see. And I just was aghast, man. I said, that's the kind of crap you see on the Sci-Fi Network or something. Right. But that'd be the title of my book. I mean, that ought to tell you right there that.
Hey, good afternoon. Yep. Kennedy is a great man. Oh, the Louisiana Kennedy, yeah.
That this thing is a cover up. And it's kind of like MK Ultra. I don't think we're going to they're not going to tell us everything. I really don't. I don't think they're going to give us half of what we should get.
But you think we're going to get something?
I think we'll get something.
Do you know Hal Puthoff? Do you know Hal Puthoff?
Do what?
Do you know Hal Puthoff?
No,
Do
I
you know
don't.
who he is?
I thought you know how put off you are right
No.
now. I was like, how put off are
Hal
you?
Puthoff was in the documentary as well. He was in Age of Disclosure, and
Okay.
he was a guest on the podcast. And one of the things that he told me is that during the Bush administration, they brought in him and a bunch of other scientists and thought leaders. And what was explained to him was that they are considering disclosure, and that there have been visits of these super intelligent beings from somewhere else that we have retrieved crashed vehicles, and that we have biological remains. And we are talking about disclosing. We would like you to make a list of all the ways that it'll negatively affect society and all the ways that it'll positively affect society, and attach a numerical value to these things. And they all did it, and every one of them said the negatives far outweigh the positives in terms of the impact on government, the impact on the economy, religion, all these different factors, and how it would disrupt society. And in the end, they decided not to disclose.
Yeah, I've heard that many times. I just don't buy it.
You don't buy it?
I don't buy it. I mean, I don't doubt what he's saying. I know all those guys. Now that you mentioned, that was a movie, of course, and I met them all afterwards. But I just don't buy that. I think we should know. Let us know. Let us decide.
No, I believe that too. But
oh, you thought you were following me. I see how it is, DLP. I see how you thought you were following me. I've been around for 10 years, and just all of a sudden you're following me. I see how you are. Just kidding.
I wonder what that meeting was like, and whether or not they were being truthful to these people, or whether it was a thought experiment.
Allegedly, when they told Jimmy Carter, he cried.
That's what I heard too.
I was.
Yeah.
It was. I won't go into all of it, but I was in a meeting.
What would make him cry?
I don't know. I know he's a very sensitive guy. But
I understand, but I mean, like,
he was also,
I cried when I saw Old Yeller.
Yeah, I did too. Still cry. But they he had seen a UFO. You know, he was on a Navy nuclear sub, and I don't know if he saw that when he was on the sub or not. I can't remember. But you know, here he is. That guy was president of the United States, and
They told him something, and supposedly he cried.
And I was in the meeting, and that was brought up, and the guy that they were trying to trip up gave the date of that meeting, and he said, you can go to the Carter Library and pull up that date, and you'll know. There's one person, they omitted their name, which who knows who that was, but they list the meeting and where he was when he got that briefing.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know if that's true or not. You know, they also say Nixon pulled up one night to Jackie Gleason's and took
I know that story.
Yeah.
I don't watch Joe Rogan, but I like to see the clips of his interviews with certain people. It's very cool to see that. It's kind of
Yeah.
Bo Diddle here. We might watch more of this video later. I think I've got it ready to go.
Do you think that America is worth saving?
I mean, like, we're here, like, illegitimately, you know, like, we're on stolen land. So, like, America as is not worth saving.
If you were to leave America, would you?
I mean, I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
You're on stolen land. You just said it. Go to somewhere where it's not stolen. Please find a place where land has not been stolen. Okay?
It's just not, like, feasible.
Or conquered.
For me and my career and everything.
Do you think that America is
such hypocrites? "26 years old, still running." I'm not sure what you meant by that, but that's interesting. You're 26 years old? I'm not sure you have any stalkers. Oh, what's up? What favorite stuff? Oh, they're talking about Snooks or somebody. Oh, Cher's your stalker. Okay. She's starting to stalk me all of a sudden. It's two days in a row that she's been in my chat. It's scary that Cher is still in my chat after 2 days. What's going on here? Without accountability for treason and sedition, everything Trump has done will be reversed. Laura Logan. Without accountability for what Obama did. I got you, Laura.
Subvert the will of the American people and overthrow the United States government. Every single American in their shoes. I hate to say this, but President Barack Obama, there is now incontrovertible evidence that he was the spearhead of a seditious conspiracy to subvert the will of the American people and overthrow the United States government back in 2016. We must, absolutely must, hold every one of these criminals accountable for the crimes that they committed. They are the most heinous crimes committed in American history. James Comey, John Brennan, Clapper, Rice, Biden was in the meeting in July 28th in the Oval Office. They briefed Barack Obama on Hillary Clinton's plan to, quote, tie Trump to Russia collusion lies. It consumed our national discourse for 5 years. It undermined a sitting duly elected president. It sabotaged administration. It framed a three-star general. It destroyed and ripped this country apart. We had a constitutional crisis, the likes of which I don't think any American can fully comprehend.
Can you imagine?
It is atrocious, and every single one of them must be held accountable.
Do you think any of them will be held accountable, guys? Why, I mean, held accountable, at least some prison time? You think that'll happen? Or think they'll get a slap on the wrist in community service for Brennan or any of these punks out there? I don't think they'll touch Obama. You know, the left will go crazy if you try to put him in jail. But at least some of the other guys that's the left doesn't really care about, Brennan or Comey or somebody like that. Hopefully they get some accountability there. We shall see. Puppet Edgar interviewed somebody here. 5-minute video there. We'll end with that one. How about that?
Likely going to win the 9th district in Tennessee is a black Republican woman as a result of this redistricting effort. It's likely going to be a black Republican woman who beats that old white man.
Could I make this very simple?
But that's racist?
We're going to come back.
It actually is.
We're going to take a quick break, and then Tesla and Congressman, I'm going to have you both respond. We'll be right back.
A little ironic that the woman now who is likely going to win the 9th district in Tennessee is a black Republican woman.
It's still going to be a black woman that's going to do that district over there. That's the district they want to keep racially set or something.
And as a result of this redistricting effort, it's likely going to be a black Republican woman who beats that old white man.
Could I make this very simple?
All the people wanted to vote for. That's funny. Liberals don't understand what they do. Media lies. Let's see what these people, crazy people, had to say here.
Of the Trump administration from his very being. He is the son of immigrants from Cuba that came here in 1956. How dare he stand by complicitly and allow Latinos to be rounded up, allow American citizens to be shot in the face?
Who is she talking about?
Then the Republicans are going to lose, because I do not think that Marco Rubio can remove this
Well, Cuba, okay, yeah.
stench of the Trump administration from his very being. He is the son of immigrants from Cuba.
Communist Cuba. Do you understand how Cuba is not the same as any other Hispanic country except for maybe Venezuela? Communist Cuba. It's seek asylum in the United States. You understand that? Not just simply crossed over in a boat. Went about it the right way.
That came here in 1956. How dare he stand by complicitly and allow Latinos to be
that broke the law to come here. You know, not ones that were seeking asylum from a communist dictatorship, but ones that simply crossed the border to get a better life.
rounded up, allow American citizens to be shot in the face and shot in the chest. And
it's disgusting behavior. Did she say Latinos? She's likely referring to Renee Good and the other guy, right? But she says Latinos here.
And shot in the chest, and to be shot, rounded up, allow American citizens to be shot in the.
Oh, she did say citizens. Allow American citizens to try to run people over and bring a pew-pew while you're stopping federal agents from doing their job. Not a good thing.
The face and shot in the chest. He allow the voting, stand by idly while the Voting Rights Act is gutted and disenfranchising African-American voting, something that African-Americans who built this.
How does it stop them from voting? How does it stop anybody from voting? Any of these things that are going on? Everybody can still vote. You understand this, right?
Joint for free, who built this country for free. Be disenfranchised of their vote. And at the moment, as the Secretary of State, immigrants from travel ban countries are currently in limbo. The Trump administration has expanded travel restrictions to include 39 countries facing full or partial bans, a lot Black and brown countries. And what about Haiti? You think a Haitian is allowed to be here with their temporary?
You just said a word. What was that word? Say it again. Temporary.
Status just thrown away and going.
Yes, when their status is temporary, you know what that means, right?
Back to a country that is in complete political turmoil when his very parents left political turmoil and found asylum.
Not political turmoil, communist dictatorship. Not going through struggles of getting the government together and things like that. Communist dictatorship.
I'm here.
Actually, can I tell you something? They didn't leave political turmoil. They left, as you mentioned, in 1956. So they left before the Cuban Revolution. They left because they were poor.
Let me see what's going on here. The Cuban Revolution took place between July 26th, 1953 and January 1st, 1959. You want to change your comment there? The revolution was already taking place. Fidel Castro was kind of rounding people up during that time. Batista, the other leader, fled in 1959, but there was kind of war going on because a communist was trying to take over the country. You absolute idiots.
Yeah.
Here, there's a video to watch here, guys. I'll be back in a bit.
It's a new time.
I couldn't agree more. I think cooking is far too important of a task to entrust to women.
Oh, what? Them's fighting words, Post. Them's fighting words. I'll rip that tongue right off.
I have never seen so much marching vagina in my entire life. The take-home message is, we lost and we're cranky as hell. How long should I fuck him? Mom! Mom! Where's my mom? Have you seen the logo for the Women's March for 2016? You would agree that that logo has 3 hotties in it, wouldn't you?
Sure.
But the new one, 3 hotties, they took them away and they left us with 2 mids and Bill Maher. This used to be called the Women's March. Now it's called the People's March. Are you a woman?
Yes.
How do you know?
How do I?
Well, women are people.
What is a woman?
Whatever they want to be.
Bullshit. Moving on. Why are they taking away our women? Give me women. They took Pocahontas off the Land of Lakes butterbox. They removed Aunt Jemima from the syrup bottle. Why are they erasing women?
I think we should be drinking real maple syrup from Canada and or the Northeast.
They took her black job. You know what I like about conservative women?
What?
No penis. What's the hardest thing about being trans?
That's a really hard question.
Is it the oppression? If a man says he's a woman, can he go anywhere women are? Should we let men in everywhere?
Yes.
Isn't what you're saying is that trans rights are penis rights? What is the most essential feminine quality? And why is it hotness?
You should ask my mother.
No, I am not interested in your mother. What is the most important characteristic of being feminine?
Supporting women for equality.
But that's not really feminine. You could have a very feminine woman who doesn't give jack shit about other women. Like so many women do. Feminine does not mean strong. Feminine means hot.
No, it doesn't.
All right, it does. It does. It does. It does. It does. Listen, as a conservative, you are persona non grata here amongst all these cranky people.
Yeah,
they have their claws out. They're ready to pounce.
Yes, they
Have
are.
you ever been pounced?
Not yet. Hopefully not today.
You got to find the right guy.
There might be liberal women that have good intentions, but unfortunately they've been led astray.
You're not going to move them with that speech. They are not moved.
No.
They're not changing their mind. They're going to go through another 4 years of of lunacy.
I already gotten someone say they were gonna commit things against me. Someone said horrible things, but
These are liberals. That's what they do. Are liberal women the worst?
What are you saying? As far as
You
reproducing?
know what I mean? Are liberal women the worst? We got 1,000 people marching past us, and we have one black person to march. Okay, where my blacks be at? Where are your black friends? Where are all your black friends?
I don't nap during stream, okay, anymore.
They're out there.
Yeah, fine. What do you think the official SSRI of this march is? What's the official pill of this march?
Probably Wellbutrin or Thorazine.
So I'm very angry. I'm very upset.
Do you think things would improve if you just calmed down? I promise.
Promise.
To calm the hell down.
To calm the fuck down.
So 6 out of 10 liberal women are on SSRIs. Are you on any?
That's a personal question.
Does mental illness cause liberalism, or is it the other way around? Everyone here's.
That's a great question. Ask everybody that question. Say it again now.
Down.
To calm the fuck down.
So 6 out of 10 liberal women are on SSRIs. Are you on any?
That's a personal question.
Does mental illness cause liberalism, or is it the other way around? Everyone here's cranky, including me. Someone glued this pushy hat on my head, and I've been insane. What brought you here?
Hating Trump.
Is Trump
Hey, Dad,
the
how you
word
doing?
you've most uttered in 2024?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the second word? Mom? Okay. How many times a day do you think of Donald Trump?
Oh, God. Too many, probably.
All right. Is that weird to think that you think about him all the time and he doesn't think about you at all?
Yeah. Can I give you a kiss on the cheek?
You can. Wow, you know, if I had equipment, I'd be really aroused. In spite of my rage, I'm still just a women's marcher in a cage.
That was funny. Anyone hear his advertisement?
I'm going to sing a song to you to make you feel okay. You're here with your sign and your ice cream, and I'm here to tell you that your life is not just a dream. There are people who care for you, Muppets too, but you gotta get rid of one thing too. And that's the Trump derangement syndrome. It's gonna drive your ass up the wall. So you better switch from the SSRIs and get a tobacco addiction like all the conservatives.
He's so funny. Puppet Edgar, guys, if you guys aren't watching, I think I've got it under this link here. If not, Puppet Edgar on YouTube and whatever other thing else there. Spencer Pratt again here, I believe, right?
Fire victims. When we broke that story, what did they do? Well, they just deleted her NPO from the list of donor recipients on the FireEd website and lied about it ever happening. Well, now we are finding out that Gavin's wife has personally netted over $4 million through this nebulous organization, Cal Volunteers, a weird NPO that Gavin simply made up for her within the office of the first partner. But nobody can fully explain what they actually do. Well, now it's a pretty California thing for rich dudes to make up fake businesses that burn money so their wives can stay busy and keep distracted from their affairs. But normally it's like a boutique fashion store that the husband doesn't mind losing $20K a month. It's a write-off. But using taxpayer money on shady government initiatives and actually profiting to the tune of $4 million, man, Gavin is an innovator. I swear this state is being run by the mob. Everyone in government is milking taxpayers through these shady NGOs, and nowhere is it more pervasive than Karen Basura's LA, where the homeless organization's raking cash, but the problem continues to fester. Ever wonder why we pour billions of our taxpayer dollars into homelessness, and yet you only see more filth and drug addicts on the streets? It's because it's all a scam. They're stealing your money. When I'm mayor, this mafia racket stops. We need to excise this corruption like a cancer before it kills our city. They treat us like their personal piggy bank so they can get rich while our city just rots. We have the 5th wealthiest city in the galaxy. We should look like Dubai or Monaco. You should be able to eat off the damn streets. They should be so clean. We are being weighed down by corrupt politicians. Go to mayorpratt.com and donate. Support my campaign for mayor if you're sick and tired of these lunatics robbing us blind.
Facts. Wesley Hunt, this might have been a while ago, but this is kind of, he makes a good point here. March 12th, 2024, the Black Houdini.
Sitting with me today is my global entry card, my military ID card, my Texas driver's license, my Texas license to carry, because that's how we roll in Texas, my congressional card, and of course, the good old-fashioned American passport. What sorcery is this? What am I, the Black Houdini? How was I able to pull off the impossible and attain not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 government-issue IDs? Personal responsibility in this country. I fought for this country as an Apache helicopter pilot to protect free and fair elections. And having a government-issued ID isn't racist, it's American. You need to have an ID to drive a car, to check into the airport, open a bank account. Yep. You need an ID for basically everything to be a responsible adult in this country, except for voting, apparently, according to the left. Sitting with me today is my global...
Hey, Janine, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hopefully you're doing good. If you had a good day so far, thank you for popping in. There we go. This is yesterday. I'm pleased to announce that there will be a 3-day ceasefire, May 9th, 10th, and 11th, in the war between Russia and Ukraine. The celebration in Russia is for Victory Day, but likewise in Ukraine, because they were also a big part and factor of World War II. This ceasefire will include a suspension of all kinetic activity and also a prison swap of 1,000 prisoners from each country. This request was made directly by me, and I very much appreciate its agreement by the 2 presidents. Hopefully it is the beginning of the end of a very long, deadly, and hard-fought war. Talks are now continuing on ending this major conflict, the biggest since World War II, and we are getting closer and closer every day. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. I said rebel. I don't know why I put that up there. That's aware of it. I had some news under that post that's not available anymore. Was this yesterday also? So this was about
Joe Biden's mandate to force military service members to take the COVID-19 vaccine was wrongfully and unlawfully applied because the Biden Pentagon refused to grant exemptions for certain medical and faith reasons, not to mention it was an experimental vaccine. As a result, many service members and their families suffered severe hardship, and the department lost trust with the American people. President Trump's executive order on this topic stated that the military unjustly discharged those who refused the vaccine, regardless of their conscience or the years of service given to our nation. He called this what it is: an unfair, overly broad, and completely unnecessary burden on our warriors. Under the leadership of President Trump, the War Department is committed to doing everything we can to make it right. As you know, we want warriors of conscience, warriors who made a principled stand for truth. We want them back in our ranks as soon as possible. We are welcoming back to service patriots who refused the COVID-19 vaccine and were discharged for that reason. If that is you, and you still have the desire to once again wear the cloth of our nation, we are ready to reinstate you with back pay and with benefits. I'm directing the Undersecretary of War for Personnel and Readiness to establish a Department of War COVID-19 Reinstatement and Reconciliation Task Force. The services have them right now. We're establishing one at our level to oversee the entire thing. The task force's goal is to bring back into service all those who desire to continue to serve our country in uniform. Even if you do not intend to return to service, the War Department will provide a path for resolution of unearned bonuses, upgrades to discharge characterizations that will unlock your well-deserved benefits, and removal of adverse documents from service files. Further, I have directed
This is awesome. Should have been done a long time ago, but it's good that he's kind of putting a task force together to do this.
View of policies and decision making to ensure that we do not go down this path again. You raised your right hand and swore an oath to serve.
I've heard of Truckee here out there. Nice area. Spring chicken.
And protect the Constitution and our nation. You were mistreated by the Biden Pentagon, and we are fixing that injustice.
Well said. Well said, Pete. Sean Farage here. Oh, this is kind of a little comical here, but I already watched that one. Anything else down there, that line there? Only a couple more. What was this about here? Oh, I'm curious on that last one there. Well, maybe we'll watch that one in a little bit here. Dear Patriots, taking my content without permission again. I don't want to play his content right now.
It's my complete and total honor to confirm the existence of extraterrestrials. They call them extraterrestrials. I call them aliens. I got along very well with many highly respected aliens all across the universe. You look at, you may have heard of him, E.T., tremendous guy, and he came to Earth, and he said to me, "Sir, E.T. phoned home, sir. He wanted to go home, and he couldn't go home. But we made a perfect phone call, and we sent him home. And now the Democrats are impeaching me over it. E.T. phoned home. It was a perfect call. He pointed, he said, ouch. And we sent him home. But he's a tremendous guy. We get along very well. I also get along well with Marvin the Martian. And he showed me a big, beautiful weapon of his, the Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator. I call it the discombobulator. You look at it. It's a discombobulator. It'll discombobulate the hell out of you. You don't want to get hit with that thing, but Marvin's a great guy. And he said to me, "Sir,
admit it. You guys all watched Marvin the Martian. Admit it.
You have to help us out on Mars, sir. It's the red planet, but the Democrats are trying to turn it blue with mail-in ballots at 3 a.m. We can't let it happen, sir." I said, "Marvin, we're not going to let it happen. We're going to make Mars great again. And Mars is a tremendous place. We're going to be there soon, but we get along very well with Marvin. We've been visited by aliens a number of times. They call them encounters. And you look at Roswell, never would have happened if I was your president."
Oh, that is kind of interesting thought there. I agree, American. Thanks for popping in. Also, remember the Transformers movie or whatever, when a lot of all the recent technology they got was because they were studying Megatron and things like that. So a lot of the computer tech was all kind of from aliens, Transformers, maybe kind of a similar thing and some of the late breaking technology with us. I don't know.
But the aliens have been coming here for a long time. And they came down when Crooked Joe was your president. They said, "We see no sign of intelligent life anywhere." They looked at Crooked.
I saw a video the other day of an F-22 doing kind of weird, almost like flying on its own kind of stuff or whatever. Not just going straight, but it was like acting like a Harrier, but even fancier with the movements, Like, I didn't know aerodynamics allowed that to happen, but I'm not sure if any of that technology came from
Joe and AOC, and they said there's no intelligent life on this planet. But the aliens are great people. We get along very well with them. And we said that if they don't come in peace, they said, "Sir, we come in peace." I said, "If you don't come in peace, we're going to hit you with intergalactic tariffs, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before." We have Space Force. We have so many beautiful tools, and we get along very well with the aliens. So they're real. They've been here. And
stolen planets.
And we have a tremendous relationship with them. Thank you. God bless America. God bless the galaxy. And thank you for your attention to this matter.
He's always funny. Sean Farage, if you guys don't know that guy, he does a good job with his impersonations. He even has a little podcast too. So shout out to that guy there. Tell him Mr. Bill sent you if you want to. No sign of intelligence life anywhere during the White House that other 4 years, right? I think we're done with the bookmarks there. Let's double check here. Looks like it. This one bugged me here. Haven't even watched this here. It's from a while ago. Yeah, notice how this Dear Patriot guy, leader of a Patriot War Room community. Some of you guys might like it, but takes my content. Talking about Geyer here. This is a couple of weeks ago. Or, no, it's over a month ago. Just didn't get rid of it on my bookmarks till now. I don't know why. But anyway, notice how I can't respond. He takes my content, tells a narrative there. The people get along pretty much at that point there now anyway. But and then doesn't allow me to have any things on it. My content, not his content. He has his spaces and community, steals my content and blocks me. Yeah, what do you guys think about that kind of behavior? Hey, Danny Rebel, how you doing? Nice to see you. That's just annoying. He can do it if he wants, block me if he wants to, but why would you use somebody's content that you blocked? Yeah. No cool. Hey, Danny Rebel, how you doing? Nice to see you. What have you been up to? Or did you go to that flag wave today? I was watching some of that flag wave earlier today. Tommy and Ground Zero and Nico were up to or something like that. Let's see if you were out there streaming today. If Chris Sims or Danny Rebel, why are you guys at the top of my list? I don't know why you guys are at the top of my subscription list. That's weird. Live on Chris on that one there. Danny also probably not. The last live was 9 hours ago. I was there, so nothing there. Let's go watch later videos here. Zach X was live earlier. I want to watch this old video here. KGW 7 years ago. Patriot Prayer Rally draws counter protests. Oh, wow. Recognize anybody there? Let's see what this is about here. Shout out KGW Channel 8 YouTube.
Just in the last hour, windows of police cars shattered. Police said at one point protesters surrounded patrol cars.
Protesters. Police said protesters surrounded police cars. Was that Tracy? 7 years ago. I was thinking it was Tracy. I mean, if you want to confirm that, but I believe you're right on that one there. 7 years ago or 8 years ago in this video.
Protesters surrounded patrol cars and threw chemicals. No officers were inside those cars at the time. Charges against the four include things like harassment, attempted assault on a public safety officer, and disorderly conduct. All of this amid those dueling demonstrations downtown. And that all started.
No, the Patriot Prayer one was a demonstration. This was a violent counter protest, to put it nicely.
With a freedom march and a campaign rally. It was organized by conservative Washington Senate candidate Joey Gibson. And today he had this to say.
I didn't know he ran for Washington State Senate.
To his supporters.
Get together, build a family. You don't even have to do what we do, but go find something and change the world. That's the spirit that we got to bring back into this country. We're missing it.
Now, Gibson, of course, also leads the far-right group Patriot Prayer.
Far right. Hey, Marines, how you doing there? You consider Patriot Prayer far right, but right-wingers consider it a Christian conservative organization. So are Christian conservative organizations far right? Danny, and I'm not sure how Danny feels about Christian conservatives, but I don't think he would consider Patriot Prayer to be far right or anything like that. It's because they stand up for what they believe in. Evidently, the news considers them far right, right, Fat Patriot?
Critics say his rallies often attract other groups known for more racist or sexist views. And
I'm not going to respond to that. I just responded.
the other concern about today's rally, Gibson told his supporters on Facebook to bring guns so that counter-protesters would know that his crowd was armed.
Show us the Facebook post. Show us the Facebook post. Please. Show us the Facebook post. If that's what he said, show us the full context of the Facebook post. Did it say something in there about it's your constitutional right to carry? And you can carry legally wherever you want to? Was that somewhere in that context that you said there? Did you use your Second Amendment to help protect yourself against some people that throw things at you repeatedly? Is that maybe what he said?
Amid the flashbangs and arrests,
I'm actually living the way that God built me.
Joey Gibson
You're running for a Senate seat, right?
Yes, I am.
was on the mic a lot today.
Is it the helicopters were up there too?
Sure, maybe whoever's asking the question.
Ooh, who was that behind him? I'll see if you recognize the person behind him here. I'll try to pause it this right second here.
Sure, maybe whoever's asking.
You guys recognize somebody behind him? Danny, do you recognize the guy behind him there? I think he has a little bit longer beard now, but I think it's the same guy you saw the other day. You recognize that guy? Yeah, Pratt was the moderate right, in my opinion. Exactly. You know, there, if you wanted far right, you look at Patriot Front past few years, if they were really a right organization, and Rose City Nationalists or whatever, that got kicked out of every event they were at by the Proud Boys. Those were far right organizations. If you want to consider that right. It looks familiar, yeah, doesn't it? It's hard to tell from that one, but I'm pretty sure that's somebody we saw the other day. Oh, one second. Next frame would have been a better frame to see him. A little bit better angle there. Let me see if I can time it right here.
His frequent refrain, Portland is liberal.
All black blocked, all completely black blocked on those people. Why are they hiding their identities?
And conservatives feel silenced.
All right, get ready.
Tiny. Oh.
So he's here to make a statement.
At the end of the day, it's not even about those punks over there. It's not about that. They're just an obstacle. We got to get them out of the way.
Them being counter-protesters.
Counter-protesters. Okay, Tommy is a counter-protester because he's protesting what's going on at ICE. Not yelling, threatening, calling people extremely horrible names out there. That's not exactly counter-protesting. If the police line was not in between the two things, they would definitely not be considered peaceful protesters. But because there was a police line between the two, that's why they can call them peaceful protesters or counter-protesters.
Antifa and others who showed up in such big crowds, they dwarfed Gibson's rally. Gibson, who bussed supporters in from Vancouver.
Hey, Danny, or if you want to comment about what Marine's thing here is, you can if you want to. You may not be far left, but you're what do you call like somebody who's like has major TDS, or that you consider that person far left, or just kind of inability to look at the issues objectively, in my opinion.
Had predicted that. He pointed out ahead of time his group is pro-gun, and people here are likely carrying.
Pro-Constitution is what he really means by that, but you can call it pro-pew-pew if you want to, but constitutionalist.
I didn't ask people to bring it. I just said we always have guns.
As a result, Portland
What did he
police
say?
vowed.
Bring it. I just said we always have guns.
As a result, Portland police
Say that again. Remember that the lady in the newsroom said that he said they should bring pew-pews. What did he actually say?
And people here are likely carrying.
I didn't ask people to bring it. I just said we always have guns.
As a result,
We also have pew-pews. That's what he said. Likely said. I wish I could find that old Facebook post to prove it, but that's likely what he said. He's the one that wrote it, so he would know what he said. Just because he said that they have pew-pews doesn't mean that he told them to bring them. Do you understand that?
result, Portland police vowed to seize weapons and did. Photos peppered social media to.
Looks like interesting things. Why would they steal flags? General Lee flags over there. I would weird why they would stole those. And usually when the right wingers use the Confederate flag thing, they use it as a meme or whatever. Say, if you think I am this, then I might as well be this. That's why you usually see the General Lee type stuff at right wing protests. Is not because that they believed in the Confederacy or anything like that, but it was kind of a meme. Like, what's her name called us deplorable, so we went along with the idea of, okay, call me deplorable, whatever you want to call me. I'm still going to do what I do. But you can see a lot of that stuff that was used also by left-wingers.
Day, we didn't see any guns. This man.
You didn't see any pew-pews. You didn't see any pew-pews. You also didn't see any pew-pews inside the Capitol on J6 either, did you?
Came in tactical gear.
We are prepared for the worst, but we're hoping for the best.
Boom.
We do have ballistic gear on, but we...
Yeah, it was a battle flag. It wasn't really the Confederacy flag.
We do not have any firearms. All of our gear is primarily...
It was the Tennessee or the Mississippi state flag. One of those. I can't remember which.
Primarily for medical attention.
Other gear we saw, logos for the Proud Boys, an organization deemed a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law.
Of course, the Southern Poverty Law Center was all over it back then. Joey Gibson was the radical, Proud Boys were the radicals, and guys like Marine fell for everything there, not understanding what SPLC was doing by doing that, by stoking hatred between groups and everything, rather than kind of trying to find ways of being peaceful. They wanted to kind of make things more violent by this. Drinking club is a racist group. These guys sit around and drink together. Their leader is a Puerto Rican. But yeah, the SPLC says, hey, they must be racist.
Law Center.
If you're pro-life, you're a hate group. If you're against gay marriage, you're a hate group.
Boom, boom. Listen to the facts.
Ask Southern Poverty Law Center how many people on the
over to his right, you'll see somebody you recognize, same guy we looked at earlier. He get more curls in his hair there too, if you notice that.
Left do they call out?
Also in the crowd, this woman who admits she's an
I think we might recognize her too.
Unlikely supporter of Gibson's message.
I'm a tranny, and
different person. Okay, no.
it's okay to say that. I don't want you to be fired for calling me a he. I want people to have their own opinions, and I want people to choose to call me what pronouns. Like, I don't want to force my pronouns on other people.
She was one of dozens.
Interesting belief from a non-activist trans person. Interesting from somebody who's not so filled up. I'm not a big fan of trans behavior anyway, but at least that person had a solid brain on their head, like not getting crazy about it at that point there. Was that a he? I don't know. Excuse me.
Who came downtown to deliver a message, then get back on a bus and leave Portland.
I think that, the person you saw there a second ago was Alan Sweeney, I believe. Let's see if I can verify that. Is that Alan to the right there? Maybe. Oh, hey, if the left can use buses to bus people in, the right can use school buses to bus people out. Yeah, you had to do it for their safety. Otherwise, the leftists would have followed you all over the place to your parking spot. So that was the reason we used buses back then. Why does the left use big fancy charter buses now?
Get back on a bus and leave Portland, the city they say is too liberal to hear their voice.
Now police...
I'm pretty sure they say too leftist. Yeah, liberal is, they call themselves liberal, but as far as the definition of the word, those people were not liberal.
Haven't said whether those arrested today were part of Patriot Prayer or part of the counter demonstrations. KGW's Art Edwards, speaking of, took a closer look at the counter protests at today's rally. And Art, a lot of different groups came out to show their opposition.
I followed the movement a lot back then. I just couldn't get involved. I was doing hospice care. That's important stuff to do. Yeah, I understand that need right there.
Position to Patriot Prayer.
Well, there is no doubt about that. A counter protest is nothing new to Portland. Today,
There was concern that it could become violent. People made sure their voices were heard.
Yep.
The counter-protest started early at City Hall, people making passionate speeches.
What a beautiful day it is to know that we are here, Portland, strong and continuing to organize, not just.
You know, lately at City Hall, the leftists get about 10 people showing up at City Hall to protest whatever ICE thing or whatever thing they have going on down there. Back then, when they did these kind of counter protests, if you will, they had 50 to 100 people. Because why? They weren't really protesting ICE or government so much back then. A little bit of Donald Trump. They were protesting counter protesters, Joey Gibson or the Proud Boys or something like that. So they had a face, a local face to attack. Same thing with when they show up with Ground Zero or Tommy Boy at ICE. They stop protesting ICE because it gets kind of boring. So they start to follow Ground Zero, Tinkerton, Tommy Boy, things like that, because they have a face to go after. You know, this is the face of fascism, that they'll probably say, or something like that, rather than kind of focus on their actual protests against what they think is bad. You know, Trump, ICE, whatever. You know, they can't really stop that from happening, but they can try to stop Tommy from happening, or try to stop Joey Gibson from coming to Portland. It's something they think they can accomplish at that point.
Today, but every day, every day, until we fight back the real causes of our oppression.
From there, it moved to NATO Parkway, where hundreds of counter-protesters set up on the west side of the street. The Patriot.
Did they have a permit, News? Did they have a permit to march in the street that day? Usually counter-protesters don't get a permit, you know, that quickly at a time to protest on the street. Are you going to bring that up, news agency? Did they get a permit there? I'm guessing Joey might have got a permit to use the waterfront park there, area that he was at there. But I don't think the counter protesters, as you call them, got a permit to take up traffic lanes.
Prayer rally on the east side.
I just feel like we have to show up. It's astounding. Every week, every day, it seems to be worse, not getting better. You think it's going to hit bottom, and I just think at a certain point we have to make a stand.
Not everyone was.
Make a stand. A 40, 50-year-old woman making a stand against a conservative Christian group coming to Portland, talking about family values. That's what they wanted to make a stand against. Make it make sense. If you don't want to be part of the conservative Christian group coming to Portland, then guess what you do? You don't go to that group. That's all they were doing there. But unfortunately, you went with the Antifa leftist narrative that thought that the conservative Christian people were going to take over Portland or something like that. They couldn't even take up a park area in Portland. Not that they wanted to, they just wanted to have a presence in Portland for 2 hours. You guys couldn't let them do it.
Taking sides today, some want to see dialogue between people with different views.
I'm here for America, you know.
Can't recognize it.
Just for unity, and this is not unity. This is poisoning us with tear gas. I mean, these are our streets. You know what I mean? Come talk to us. Let's find resolve.
Sky 8 captured the scene.
Couldn't tell what side of the fence he was on, if he was on a side.
From above, as Portland police provided a buffer between the two groups. They were, for the most part, successful in keeping the two groups separated. At one point, police surrounded several protesters. Our cameras captured.
You see any red, white, and blue on that guy? I'm guessing left.
Captured at least a couple of people being restrained and then detained by police. Eventually, police called an end to the protest.
Oh, look who's getting arrested, guys. Danny, do you recognize her? Didn't she get arrested again recently? Skip back a little bit here. I want to see the perp walk here in slow motion. Hold on a second. Let's go slow motion perp walk.
detained by police.
Na, 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. Na, 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. Sorry, I couldn't resist. What group is throwing things at police? What group is throwing things at police? I see a lot of black bloc there, leftist anarchists there. On the other side of the street, where the camera is probably closer to, would be where the right-wing troublemakers are, right? But then why are the peaceful protesters of the Summer of Love throwing things at police over there? That's interesting.
These images were captured by a man at the protest as police.
Oh, hey, unscripted. I'm not sure if no, there you are. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Took action. At least one person at the protest took something positive from it.
Love is and joy and equality are all possible if we are just able to kind of keep everyone's perspectives in mind.
That man was in from out of town. He said he heard about the protests going on and wanted to get down there and see them for himself. No law enforcement officers were hurt. 3 people were treated for injuries. One of them had to go to the hospital with what police say are non-life-threatening injuries.
Yes. When they don't say that the counter protesters were being violent, when their video shows them being violent, they're basically saying that they were peaceful. When they literally show them attacking police on their video and ignoring that in their commentary, that's basically saying that they're peaceful, that nothing happened, they weren't being mean to police, then just injuries, we don't know how those injuries happened from those 3 people, what caused those injuries. Yes, that's almost the definition of the press calling things peaceful when they're there to report on what happens. Did they report on how those injuries happened or by who? No, they didn't. If they did, they would find out that those injuries happened because of left-wing violence. Very likely.
Back to you.
What percentage of people do you think are...
Anyway, let's see what we got here. If you guys want to watch more of that content, that's KGW News 8 on YouTube, FYI. You guys are just watching here. You guys always come in here and watch the drama stuff. Is all you guys care to watch there. There were no police injuries, though. Yes. Why weren't there any police injuries? Because in the report, they said that the police had to stand in between there, and you saw how much protection those police had. When you have protection all over your body, in a lot of cases, you're not really going to get hurt very easily at a protest in Portland. You understand that? Yeah, do I have to explain everything to these guys? Anyway. Zach X, Diddle was there. 30-minute video, 30-minute video. No. 6-minute video. Man, I had this thing all cleared out the other day here too. Oh, I did already watch the Freedom Tunes one already. I did watch the Cam Higbee one. I forgot to take that one off the list. Liberal Rage quits after losing argument. Actually, I did watch that one. Why didn't that get removed from the list? How to get rid of that one? Okay, actually, I did watch that one. Never mind. Okay, now we're down to 5. Okay. A couple of them are Zach X's here. Let's watch a 9-minute Zach X one here for a second. Just average Minnesota things, he says.
I'm really sick and tired of getting exposed on social media. I'm blocking people left and right, but they keep coming.
This sounds like an AI thing where I always have to say this video uses fair use for the purpose of criticism, commentary, satire relating to AI, news reporting, teaching, education, and research. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I know you're just chilling. I'm not debating either. I'm just kind of letting you know how the news media has spun things for the longest time here. Danny Rebel can tell you more about how the news spins things back then and now, if you want to get his perspective on how the news is definitely left-leaning these days. And how many times did the Portland mayor back in the day say that it was Antifa? Twice publicly is all I can remember the mayor ever mentioning Antifa by name. Even though they had Antifa things on their vests, on their jackets and everything, literally saying that you were Antifa during the Summer of Love, but they kept calling them counter-protesters or demonstrators. Those are sound like peaceful names when they're literally out there breaking windows and putting graffiti everywhere, attacking people with red trucks. But they're peaceful protesters, okay? Tired of hearing the excuses for that stuff.
I thought lying about Zach would go away. Now he's full throttle down. I'm scared. The joke's on you, Mr. Mercado. I'd rather interview a piece of poop than you. Now get the hell out of here.
This is AI, just FYI. Don't try to ban me or kick me off for something like this, like you did to MDG for some reason. YouTube, this is AI. This is fake comical stuff.
Go take your ball and shove it over my ass. And I got Zach X on the phone, so I got to go.
That's okay. You can interact or whatever. Just I like to fact check certain things once in a while. So I got to fact check you every once in a while. There are Marines, but if anybody else wants to interact with Marines or whatever over there on X, you can if you want to. I've had my fair share. He likes to talk about fair share of billionaires' dollars and all that. Anyway, go watch my stream over there on X, if you will. Copy this, and you can hang out with a left-leaning person over there. Ricardo is not that skinny. I was going to say, yeah, skinnier than what he is exactly. Yeah. Speed it up.
Hey, Skippy, what the hell's going on with all this fraud? Are you Zach X? Yes, I am. You're a disgrace to Minnesota.
Hello, peeps. The downfall of my media company, Mercado Media, has led me to go a different direction. I want to be a worm digger for the local bait shop. I hope I didn't disappoint anyone.
Good morning to everyone except MAGA!
Is that Pam or Pelosi?
I hate you! I hate you, MAGA! This is
Still your president.
The evidence is uncontradicted that the president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election. And the complaint that I've heard from
Zach X loves his country, pro First Amendment, wants to stop the fraud. Something else down below. Mercado, he says, hates most people in our country, doesn't think fraud is a problem, calls you racist if you ask questions. Yep.
I'm exposing the fraud in Minneapolis. You're the fraud, Zach X. I'm carrying Minnesota. You're ruining it. Stop lying. You're dividing us. The truth is coming.
Fighting for America. Somalia stands strong. Huge takedown by Zach X. He's going for the choke. He taps. Zach X wins.
There's just a lot of AI. I'm starting to get into the AI thing a little bit here, but I need to find a way to turn images into videos better.
Hey, Zach, I'm sorry for being such a lunatic and scaring children. Why do I think throwing dildos would bring us together? I think I'm retarded.
He's not very popular in Minnesota. Yeah, he's probably more popular in Portland leftist circles than he is in some Minnesota circles. Pooping your diapers. I don't talk to people with a different opinion. I think they're fascist. I wonder if that's a real sign.
Please, guys, don't hurt me. I'm on your side. I threw dildos, frozen water bottles, and rocks at law enforcement for you. I also trained my daughter to stick up for you as well. I've also taught my daughter to hate. I pushed that tiny girl from behind for you. Hey, lunatic, did you pick up all those fake penises we can throw at law enforcement tonight? Yeah, I got a whole bag of them right here. We're going to cause some chaos. Hell yeah, brother. Let's do it.
Let's keep it going here.
Mr. No Penis, you're up first. Sloppy second, get in line.
All right, you guys can watch the rest of that video if you want to. It's just getting a little too disgusting for me there, but if you guys want to watch that, you guys already know Zach X's channel right there. I'll give you the link here again if you want it here. I might watch his other live video here. I'm bored right now, so I figured let's do something out there. Here's Zach X's channel if you like some of that content there. He does some IRL stuff also. Let's see what else we see here.
I'm really sick and tired of getting exposed.
Okay. Done with that one. Cam Higbee did an hour-long debate thing. I don't really want to watch that one. Bo Diddle or Nick Shirley. Bo Diddle or Nick Shirley. Let's go Nick Shirley. He escaped communist Cuba in 24 hours.
What percentage of people do you think are suffering here in Cuba?
La mayoría. La mayoría.
What's your thoughts on communism? ¿Qué piensas de comunismo?
De lo más malo que ha existido en la vida ha sido el comunismo. Porque realmente ninguno es comunista.
None of the gas stations are even in operation right now because there's quite literally no gas.
And we stand out like sore thumbs here, so they're wondering why we're here with cameras, interviewing people. They want to know what's happening and what people are saying. That's why people are not talking to us much.
They're asking why are we trying to leave the hotel early. Cuba right now is facing one of the largest humanitarian crises.
Any computer games or something like that? Not too much lately. I do have a Steam account, but Ranch Simulator, yeah, motorcycle game or something like that, but no puzzle games or anything like that. Some things like that. I used to play Tetris, but I wasn't very good at it.
Crisis in the world. Cuba's government is a one-party communist-ruled country, and they are facing massive food shortages, daily blackouts, and a lack of medicine. And right now, a U.S. blockade is restricting oil and gas from coming inside of the country. With communism and socialism on the rise in the West, I wanted to see what life in communism is really like firsthand, as Cuba has been living underneath communism for over 60 years. Upon arrival, I completed all required documents and had received a visa for journalistic activity. However, once I landed, all my camera gear was seized, and within 24 hours, I was planning my escape out of Cuba after their intelligence followed me all day and a 2-star general came searching for me at the hotel. Now let's go see the reality of Cuba and eventually plan our escape out of Cuba. Where are the...
Wow. What? I'm not sure what minute or so ago or whatever. There's a little bit of AI video that was fake stuff or whatever that was kind of inappropriate prison picture, if that's what you meant, or something like that. So I might privatize this video later on if that's what you're referring to. But what are you referring to, Laura?
People like, ¿dónde está la gente? No hay nadie aquí en la calle, no hay nadie aquí en estas casas. ¿Dónde está la gente?
The problem is that there's no gasoline. Is that
Well, I would assume if you went to a left-leaning liberal country like Cuba, right? You know, liberal is left-leaning kind of behavior for the most part, that they would kind of allow a little bit of free speech. And since he went over there as a journalist, that they okayed it, that they would let him act like a journalist instead of take his cameras. That's probably what he expected a left-leaning liberal country to do for him, right? Yeah, obviously he knew what to expect.
not easy to move. Anyway, we have a lot of limitation for work.
None of the gas stations are even in operation right now because there's quite literally no gas. When the United States captured Maduro, their main supplier of gas and oil was shut off. So the country right now has hardly...
It's a rare occasion, guys. We had, note the time here. Laura popped in my chat. May 9th, 2026 at 4:20 p.m. Okay, write that on your calendars. Okay, it's a rare occasion here that Laura popped into my chat. So, yeah, you were here to witness Laura in my chat. So, if you guys want to write down that time again, that's 4:20 on May 9th, 2026.
any gas. And if you do want to get gas, you have to wait in the line from the government. The guy that we're in our taxi with right now, he said his position to get gas is $1,200.
And 1 minute later, she tells me to hush. So at 4:21, she says, hush.
In line, and gas from the government costs around $1, but gas, if you were to buy it
Pacific Standard Time
on the black market, costs $10 per liter. That's $40 per gallon if you were to buy gas here in Cuba. Before they captured Maduro, was there gasoline in the gas stations?
Always. It was easy. Nowadays it's really bad, but it was easy to get gasoline.
And for you,
every day you can go to the gasoline station and buy it normally.
It looks like a nice. It's a taxi, but it looks sort of like a pineapple.
It's normal, but nowadays it's really bad.
¿Y cómo está sobreviviendo la gente aquí en Cuba?
Just imagine the reality of it. With 1,000 sacrifices and 1,000 daily struggles, the average Cuban citizen is the one really going through absolute hell.
I'm guessing that's AI that he's doing right there, unless he's sort of doesn't sound like that guy's voice.
Here in this country.
It's so interesting being here in Cuba because everything is just like empty. It's almost very like North Korea like. When you come into a massive plaza, there's not even cars. Like, listen, right now you can't even hear a car in sight. And they have all of this other portraits of people and past leaders of Cuba.
Oh, was he a leader of Cuba? Isn't that
Yet there's hardly
that Che Guevara or something like that?
anyone even here. It's very strange here. They're saying that this is even more quiet than during COVID, during the pandemic. Less people are even leaving the streets than during the pandemic. That's how bad the crisis is right now. And the Cuban people simply just don't have money, and they also just do not have the resources like gasoline to be able to go out and continue their normal lives right now. We headed to a nearby hospital, and from this moment on, we noticed we were being followed by Cuban police and their intelligence. After the word got out, I was asking people about communism. Inside of a communist country, there's no such thing as freedom of speech or freedom of the press. In fact, if you speak out against the current regime or against communism,
interesting,
your neighbor can then report you to an area inside of the neighborhood where the government or the police will then come after you, and you have the risk of being imprisoned for speaking.
I appreciate you coming into the chat and spending some of your valuable time with me. I appreciate it. Do I still owe you ice cream? What flavor? Send me that Amazon wish list in the chat or whatever, or DM it to me or whatever. I think I lost your Amazon wish list, but we'll see if we can help you out tonight. If you wanted to come on stream or whatever, you might have some ice cream coming for you. Of course, it wouldn't show up till tomorrow. Oh well.
Out against the regime. And what's the reality of living inside of communism? ¿Qué es la realidad de vivir en comunismo?
Son presidente todos, son jefe todos.
El gobierno.
Sí. Así que funciona.
Hay mucha gente que está muriendo.
Well, in that one video or whatever, I think you processed it differently because it was far away or his mic was messed up, whatever. It seemed differently there. But I can imagine that guy was saying something to that effect on that other guy. But the rest of the stuff is real.
Muriendo.
Por el comunismo.
Por eso mismo, porque no hay pastilla, no hay nada para darle a la gente.
And what would be your last message to the people about living life in communism?
Bueno.
Wow, Marines is saying something that's not mean. This is rare, okay, guys.
El último mensaje que daré es que lo más malo que hay aquí en Cuba es el comunismo, que viven todo en comunismo. Eso es lo más malo que hay aquí en Cuba ahora mismo, el comunismo.
¿Y qué piensa ahora de su propio presidente canal?
Bueno, yo pienso que no tiene la capacidad para ser presidente, porque nos estamos muriendo de hambre. Si no trabajamos, nos morimos de hambre.
And do you believe that it's the responsibility of the government to give food to the people? ¿Crees que es la responsabilidad del gobierno para dar comida a la gente?
Sí. Porque son los jefes, tienen que abastecer al pueblo.
¿Qué piensa de lo que está haciendo Donald Trump con el A7 y con la gasolina, como no está dejando gasolina para entrar? See, like people are very scared to answer and even give questions and responses here because of communism and because
there's a camera on them and they know that camera can record things and the regime could see that recording and come after you.
When you say communism, when they say that they control the food or they control jobs, they also control the freedom of press here. So a lot of people aren't used to talking on camera. And ¿qué piensa eso de
que se cinga Díaz Canel? Que se cinga Díaz Canel.
Security had noticed that two random individuals had appeared while we were doing these interviews, and they decided it was time to leave. So what happened while we were conducting some of those interviews?
Right now, we were finishing one of the interviews. Some undercover cops, you could just tell they're undercover cops. They came out of nowhere. They got on better used phones than the average person here, and they were right away communicating with each other, and they were trying to corner us out. So that's why we had to get out of it.
So
wow,
you do have government spies going around making sure that certain things aren't said.
Of course, and we stand out like sore thumbs here. So they're wondering why we're here with cameras, interviewing people. They want to know what's happening and what people are saying. That's why people are not talking to us much.
That's also why you don't ever see any videos come out of Cuba.
That's 100% why you don't see videos come out of Cuba. It's very limited, the videos that you see come out of Cuba, because they control everything.
We headed into downtown Havana with a whole.
I feel bad about that taxi driver, unless it's just it's different taxi drivers or something like that.
Hopes that we'd shake off the two spies that were telling us. And I want you to notice the pure decay here. The streets and the buildings look like they're about to fall apart.
Hey, Nicholas, how you doing? Nice to see you. DLP's hanging out too. I appreciate you guys all popping in and saying hi to Laura. After, it's nice of her to come in and visit here. Her busy schedule. Not saying anything else, but who's usually busier, blonde-haired women or red-haired women? Just curious. I'm not saying anything about Laura. I'm just saying who's busier, blonde-haired women or red-haired women?
And this is due to 50 years of no innovation inside of a communist country. We then went into one of the local markets to exchange some cash for some Cuban pesos.
And here in Cuba, their inflation has hit really hard here, so their peso does not really go that far, so the dollar does go a lot farther here. In fact, the average salary of someone here for the month is $14 USD. So right now we're exchanging here on the streets of Cuba, and you get a lot better price for your dollar versus if you were to do it at the airport here in Cuba. How would you say life is here in Cuba?
La situación está mala.
What do you think is going to happen with the future of Cuba?
Usted que venga para acá.
¿Crees que los Estados Unidos van a tomar Cuba?
Claro que sí. Claro, tú, ven para acá.
¿Y te gustaría que los Estados Unidos toman Cuba?
Claro que sí.
¿Y por qué?
Porque que vengan, esto aquí está malo. Claro, para trabajar con ustedes.
What's your opinion about communism?
El comunismo es malo.
And why is it bad? ¿Por qué está mal?
Está malo.
He's going to get in trouble.
No hay comida aquí.
¿Qué fue el cambio después de Maduro fue capturado?
No metan eso.
No. Yeah, they can't talk about it. It's kind of interesting asking about these political situations that you could talk about in the United States completely freely, but a lot of people are timid, and you have to respect that because you don't want to put them in a bad situation. But people are very timid to talk about stuff politically here in the streets of Cuba. I mean, look at this one. You have coming down the street right here.
Ooh. We were talking about cars the other day, right? With that one guy showing a picture or something like that in the chat. It was a 1930. The one that we were showing was a Chevrolet, 1936 Chevrolet or something like that. Look how old this thing is.
This is just it.
That's about as old as the one we remember there. But like we looked it up earlier, the revolution, Cuban Revolution is 1953 to 1959. So I'm guessing they don't have any newer cars from America, newer than 1956 or something like in the middle of that revolution.
Normal here in Cuba. It's kind of weird. The reason for the old cars here in Cuba is because in 1959 is when communism
stuck. Definitely after 1959, there was nothing.
Took effect, and the United States then later put an embargo on Cuba, which stopped new companies from working with Cuba. So all they had left was cars from the 1950s and earlier. Innovation tends not to take place in communism because there's no incentive for an entrepreneur to go out and create something because he'll receive no benefit because the state or the country, the government.
Here's the new Humvee here, 1960 Jeep or something like that got
controls what goes in and out, and also how much money you take from that underneath communism. So it completely kills entrepreneurship, which then kills innovation, and then you come up with a stagnant society like this one here in Cuba, where they have not developed any much further than.
Ooh, man, they would definitely win the classic car things at some of these small town shows, though.
Since around the 1950s, all these buildings here are still standing from the 1950s, but they have not innovated, or there's nothing new here inside of this country. It's actually kind of sad to see.
This man right here will explain just how dangerous it is to speak out against communism inside of a communist country.
How's life in communism? His life really, Dad. What's the reality of it?
El comunismo. We don't know how to keep them running, but I'm guessing all these people here, the guys out there, maybe the women too, know how to keep a car running better than a lot of Americans do, at least not from the 50s cars.
Yeah. Esa parte ahí no te puedo contestar esa parte porque no sé qué decirte.
La gente aquí, the people here, no pueden hablar sobre el comunismo o hablar en contra del gobierno.
Aquí tú hablas en contra del comunismo y te meten preso. Te desaparecen. Lo que pasa es que la gente tiene miedo a hablar.
Yeah, you were watching it yesterday when Danny was there or whatever, or Chris was on stream or whatever, and behind him as he's showing the thing, he had like 3 screens all showing him or Danny or something like that. It was like weird. 3 big screens surrounding that area there. You could have a little party going on in there.
¿Me entiendes? Pero aquí tú hablas y te desapareces.
It'd be easier for him to do karaoke though too, since he's got all these big screens to look at. You could see the words on those big screens and do karaoke. I think Danny should start to do more karaoke. I keep telling him it's a good thing for people that are better singers than me.
you speak bad about communism here in Cuba, you'll be taken to prison and you'll just disappear.
Te pueden meter días preso, ¿me entiendes? Te dan golpe y todo.
¿Es imposible para hablar sobre comunismo?
No tengo nada que decir.
Okay. Yeah, this is what's super interesting about talking about communism. They cannot speak bad about communism here inside of Cuba.
And because of the lack of oil inside the country, there's constant blackouts that are taking place each and every single day inside of Cuba. And it's even affecting the education of the children. In fact, right now, inside of Cuba, the main university, the university that Fidel Castro attended, is currently shut down. And so right now, the children and the university students of Cuba are having a hard time getting education.
This is the National University of Cuba. I mean, this is a huge stadium. They have tons of seats.
Yeah.
A track and a football pitch, but it's all just has not been maintained whatsoever. Just the vents are all rusting and eroding. ¿Qué tal la vida aquí en Cuba? How's life here in Cuba?
Más o menos, no tan bien, hay problemas de transporte y eso, pero
What would you say the biggest problem is? ¿Qué diría que es el problema más grande para un joven?
el problema grande que hay en Cuba aquí es la luz.
¿Cuántas veces al día se cortan la luz? How many times a day do they cut out the lights?
Casi todos los días, de cualquier hora. A cualquier hora.
Yeah. How do you live through that as a young child? ¿Cómo se vive eso mientras que está un joven?
No muy bien. El tema de la luz, no, además el estudio. Y todo.
She doesn't yell that loud, so I wouldn't worry about it there, Wolfie.
Muy bien.
So the lights are affecting your entire life. Entonces los luces están afectando toda tu vida.
Cuando viene, a veces no viene más hasta por la mañana, o la quitan general en Cuba entera. Y bueno.
We left the university and did the most touristy thing we could do, and that was to hop into a 1950 Chevrolet and tour the city of Havana with one of the local guides. We did this in the hopes that we would have less people following us. However, it just brought even more attention to us when we got back to the hotel.
And how come here you guys still use old cars from the 1950s?
Porque estos son coches tradicionales antes del triunfo de la revolución. Coches del 50, del 59 y quedó de patrimonio de la humanidad y trabajamos para una agencia.
Cars from 1950 to 59, and we work for the governments.
Del gobierno.
So you guys work for the government still?
Del gobierno. Trabajamos para el gobierno.
And this is kind of a random question, but do you know what a Tesla is? ¿Sabe qué es una Tesla?
No.
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 Nunca
They don't get a whole lot of media from the United States.
escuchado de un auto que se llama un Tesla?
No.
No. BMW?
Tampoco.
Right now in Poly Market, there's a 45% chance that there's a clash between the U.S. military and the Cuban military. Do you think there will be a clash with the two militaries in 2026?
Bueno, eso es lo que pensamos muchos cubanos. Eso es lo que pensamos muchos cubanos porque queremos la mejoría de nuestro país. Para los niños en las escuelas, los hospitales, las casas, los barrios humildes, que tengan una mejoría, ¿me entiendes?
So do you think it would be good if there was some intervention between the two militaries?
Sí, pienso que sí. Pienso que sí. Nosotros lo que queremos es tener la tranquilidad.
¿Qué piensa pasaría? What do you think would happen in that war?
Bueno, no pienso que sea una guerra en total. Pienso que sea una mejoría para el pueblo. Para el pueblo, que es lo que queremos, una mejoría.
Because what's happened here in Cuba has not been good for the general public.
No está pasando bien. No la estamos pasando bien. No es normal que tengamos muchos problemas económicos.
And what do the people of Cuba think about Donald Trump and Marco Rubio?
Bueno, no te puedo decir exactamente qué piensan las personas porque cada cual tiene sus distintos pensamientos. Pero bueno, si es para bien para el pueblo y para nosotros los cubanos, que para bien sea.
Do you think it's necessary for change to happen here in Cuba? ¿Cree que es necesario que hay cambios aquí?
Sí, pienso que sí. Pienso que sí, muchos años, y todo el pueblo quiere que cambie la cosa.
And what would you say the reality of communism is?
Yeah, well said, Howard, on that one there. I didn't see that till now. It's a shame. It could be a very beautiful country. Yeah, as far as the landscape and area of Cuba, a lot of oceans, a lot of palm trees, and sort of Florida plus Puerto Rico all in one kind of thing,
La realidad del comunismo, unos sí, otros no. Y pienso que el comunismo sea todos iguales. No unos sí y otros no. Tiene que ser todo parejo.
And it's not like that. No es así.
Y no es así.
Right now, they say 7 out of 10 people here in Cuba are going without their necessary meals here. Would you say that's true?
Es real, es real. Ahora mismo tenemos muchos problemas con el alimento. El aceite, el arroz, los frijoles, la carne, el pollo. Muchos problemas. Todo se está yendo para las pymes. Y todo el mundo no tiene la misma posibilidad de presupuesto para poder comprar los alimentos.
And was this happening before the blockade?
Here, just if you guys want to help or something like that, you don't have to. Just a suggestion. If you wanted to, Laura really likes ice cream, and she says I don't buy her any ice cream. If you would like to help me buy her ice cream, you might see a Cash App on the screen or something like that, or you can do the super chat thing or whatever. She likes the expensive ice cream. We can do the cheap ice cream if you want to or whatever. But if you guys want to help her with her Haagen-Dazs addiction or something like that, you can send the Cash App or super chat on the screen or whatever. Thank you. But you don't have to. I'm just saying that it's an option for you.
Or is this just now happening?
Sí.
or just send it directly to her or whatever. But just so I can get off the hook, you can send it to me, and then I can use that money to get her ice cream tonight or tomorrow.
Sí, pienso que sí. So it's not new
If you want to help me get off the hook, that is.
that this is happening.
No es nuevo, no es nuevo. No es nuevo.
For how many years have the people of Cuba been suffering?
Bueno, pienso que hace rato ya, pienso que hace tiempo ya que el pueblo está sufriendo por el tema del alimento y muchas cosas. Que el pueblo sufre que no se...
This just looks like propaganda to install pretext for another military. Him saying how things have been since 1959 in Cuba, pretty much, is propaganda. Doing a report on Cuba as a journalist is propaganda in Marines' minds here. Seriously. Okay.
Expresa porque tenemos miedo de la libertad de expresión. Porque algunas veces podemos expresar algo que no nos puedan entender y nos perjudica, ¿me entiendes? Por eso es que hay muchas personas que no hablan.
And that's something I have noticed when we have been talking to people is a lot of people are scared to talk about the current situation here in Cuba because of communism, essentially.
Hay muchas personas que no quieren expresar lo que...
Yeah, Haagen-Dazs. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Let me check Amazon prices on Haagen-Dazs here. Not that I'm not asking for money, just checking to see. I don't know if she sent me her wish list yet or not, but Amazon.com. I'm probably not gonna spell it right. Not that. So do the 1 pint or 1 cup, you think, for the Haagen-Dazs there? 14 ounces. No, let's see. How many ounces is this? 1 pint is, that's plenty. Ben and Jerry's. No, I'm not going to give Ben and Jerry's. They're communist. Haagen-Dazs, $5, I guess, on sale. New Seasons Market through Amazon, I guess, is $5. Usually $6.29. So just for the small cups. She probably likes flavors like butter pecan or vanilla Swiss almond or vanilla bean or vanilla salted caramel. Some of these weird flavors. She probably likes that kind of stuff. But anyway, it looks like it's $5 for most of that stuff there for the smaller one there. I probably didn't spell it correctly, did I? Let me go back and do this here. Haagen-Dazs. There's $5, 21% off. Special sale or something like that, it looks like.
Porque tienen miedo.
You think she wants a pint? Probably like $10 then for a pint, I'm guessing.
A cualquier tipo de situación, a que puedan ir presos, a que le puedan quitar las casas, a muchas cosas como va a pasar.
Wait. Which one is a pint? Is pint the small? Okay, pint's probably the small size.
Hay personas que han expresado lo que sienten y han tenido problemas con el gobierno.
And how much does it cost right now for gas?
Ahora tenemos $10 un litro de gasolina. Y la estamos comprando en mercado negro.
And how much?
Ahora, mira, no hay gasolina en ningún Cuba. Por eso que ha subido los impuestos y ha subido.
Well, I don't have my thing connected or whatever. Thank you for sending the jewels or whatever. I don't see them on my screen here, but thank you.
Todo por el tema del petróleo y la gasolina.
What do your message to all the people in the world about what's actually happening here in Cuba?
Queremos una mejoría. Necesitamos una mejoría para que el pueblo esté bien.
And this is where things began to get really weird. As we arrived back to the hotel, this man began following us. He was all alone and he kept moving as we moved. Security noticed him telling us. We played it cool and left the hotel a few hours later. And after one interview on the street, we cut the web of spies following and monitoring everything I was doing as this man exposed the raw reality of Cuba unfiltered.
What happens at nighttime here in Cuba? ¿Qué pasa aquí en la noche?
En la noche tú la ves así, que no hay nada. No hay nada.
There's nothing.
No hay diversión.
Coffee Haagen-Dazs is her favorite. Okay, we gotta look up, make sure I'll have to add that to my own list since she hasn't given me her list or whatever. So, coffee Haagen-Dazs. Just regular coffee. Haagen-Dazs. Hopefully I spelled it right. Ice cream, coffee, Haagen-Dazs. Okay, I'll have to add that to my list or whatever here. My list right there. Shopping list. Okay. Any other favorite flavors there? Nobody sent me any super chats yet or cash apps that I know of anyway, but double check it on this thing here. No, don't see any cash apps there. don't think I see any cash apps. Nope. Just double checking. Double check. Yeah, coffee ones. Okay, that was the only coffee one that I could see. Oh, there's a regular coffee one here. Oops. Which one? Is it the... No, it's the same one, just different picture. Okay, there we go. The mint chip ice cream also. Yuck.
No hay nada, no hay luz, no hay agua, no hay nada. No hay comida, no hay medicamento, no hay nada. Yo no sé hasta cuándo vamos a seguir así.
Would you like the United States to come in and have military intervention here?
Claro, para salir de esta situación. Por supuesto. Para salir de esta historia.
What is the situation right now?
Que no hay nada. No tenemos luz, no tenemos comida, no tenemos medicamentos, no tenemos la primera necesidad de un hospital. No hay nada, no tenemos nada. No hay un ser humano que pueda vivir así. Es demasiado.
And what would be your message to the rest of the world about the realities of what's happening here in Cuba? ¿Cuál sería su mensaje a todo el mundo?
Well, yeah, if you guys want to help me give Laura a present for Mother's Day or whatever, you can do that too, if that's what you want to do.
De la realidad de lo que está pasando aquí en Cuba.
Te estoy diciendo cuál es la verdad. El que te diga algo que no sea lo que yo te estoy diciendo es porque tiene miedo. Pero es lo que está pasando todo el mundo. Mira, mira esa vieja a mí. ¿Dónde está? Con el perro pidiendo comida. Mírala ahí, mírala ahí. A todo el mundo. Que no tiene acá. Mira, mírala ahí, mírala ahí. Mírala ahí, mírala ahí. Mírala ahí. Mira. Ven, mírala ahí. Pregúntale ahí.
Hola, señora.
Explícale todo lo que tú estás pasando.
No, pero no sin video.
Sí, la gente no quiere. The people
They don't want the camera.
do not want
Pero
video.
ese es el problema, que la gente no quiere video. Porque la meten presa. Ese es el problema. El problema es que nos meten preso cuando salten por video. Si ahora tú publicas ese video, ahora si tú publicas ese video, yo voy preso.
Vamos presos.
Preso. Vamos por eso.
What's your thoughts on communism? ¿Qué piensa de comunismo?
Lo más malo que ha existido en la vida. De lo más malo que ha existido en la vida es el comunismo. Porque realmente ninguno es comunista.
What do you mean by that?
Lo
Ninguna
que
es
hacen
comunista.
es enriquecerse y explotar al pueblo. Es lo único que hacen.
¿Qué significa eso
Or get rich and exploit the people. Yep.
para ti? Como no hay ninguna comunista. Como que
No. Porque no hay. Eso no existe. El comunismo es la igualdad del hombre por el
Oh,
hombre. Y
really?
eso no existe.
Wow. I think you pull us for the facts there, or at least hopefully you got those off Google. So, but it probably does do a lot of that kind of stuff. Yep. And it tastes good too.
Aquí eso no existe.
But it fattens you up though, doesn't it? I don't know.
Todos ellos son los que tienen todo. Ellos tienen luz, ellos tienen los mejores carros del año cristiano, ellos tienen el petróleo, ellos tienen gasolina, tienen todo. Y el pueblo no tiene nada. Y las mayores bipimis son de ellos.
¿Y por qué piensa que gente defiende el comunismo cuando hemos visto que no funciona?
No funciona. El que defiende el comunismo, nada más que tiene que ser la familia Castro, o alguien que le tenga miedo, o alguien que vive del gobierno.
Or someone who lives off the government. Boom.
Que se enriquece de esa dictadura.
And right now in the United States, a lot of people think that communism and socialism is the way to go. What would be your message to them? Because they think capitalism has failed them. Mucha gente en los Estados Unidos ahora creen que comunismo y socialismo es la manera de donde deberíamos ir.
No.
¿Por qué?
Eso es lo peor.
¿Qué sería su mensaje a ellos?
Lo peor que existiera, lo peor que tú puedas hacer.
I didn't say anything. He was giving benefits of ice cream, and I was going to say if there was any bad benefits or bad side effects or consequences of ice cream. I didn't say anything personal about anybody who eats a lot of ice cream that's blonde or anything like that. I did not say anything like that at all.
Pasar al socialismo, al comunismo, porque
or red hairs or brunette hairs.
Es la gran mierda. No existe el que te vea a la miseria, a la obstinación, al hambre, a la hostigación, a todo. Fíjate que nada de lo que tú puedas, nada del salario, nada más te alcanza para comprar una botella de aceite. ¿Cómo tú crees que tú puedes vivir así? ¿Cómo tú puedes vivir con una libreta de razonamiento que nada más que te dan 3 libras de azúcar y una de sal? Y hay cada 15, cada 4, 6 meses, 7 años, te dan una posta de pollo o un huevo. El huevo no viene hace un año. Hace un año que no viene el huevo.
Imagínate. Desde que no ha tomado un huevo.
El huevo tienes que comprarlo. El huevo tienes que comprarlo por la calle de las bipimis. Pero el Estado, la libreta, ya no tiene nada. Yo no sé qué significa la libreta, porque ya no viene nada. La remesa que ustedes dan, la ayuda, nos las venden a nosotros después. La ayuda nunca viene al pueblo. Lo que tú traes nunca viene al pueblo. Esa gente que viene, que están trayendo toda esa ayuda, esa ayuda tú no la ves.
Wow.
Yo no sé dónde ellos la entregan, pero esa ayuda tú no la ves.
¿Y qué sería su mensaje a Donald Trump y Marco Rubio?
Donald Trump y Marco Rubio, estoy esperando por ustedes, por favor, para ver si podemos vivir como personas, vivir como ser humano, tener las primeras necesidades como vive un ser humano, porque estamos viviendo peor que los animales. peor que los animales estamos viendo.
Was that propaganda there, Marines? If you're still watching, did somebody pay him to say all that stuff? Was that propaganda?
¿Crees que sería bueno que los Estados Unidos ayudan?
Claro, por supuesto. Todo el mundo está esperando la intervención porque la gente piensa que
Do you hear the emotion behind his voice there?
la intervención
Is that propaganda emotion?
te van a matar a la gente, ¿no? Ya ellos saben los puntos claves, que saben que hay el comité central, que hay el punto cero, que sabe, todo el mundo sabe dónde estamos.
Hey, Rich, thank you. I appreciate that. We saw you in some other chat or whatever we were restreaming the other day. Oh, you're in Will's chat giving him a hard time. That's what it was, yeah.
¿Saben dónde están los
Que es un buen sueldo aquí en Cuba.
¿Y este? ¿Me metí la foto?
Ahí está.
Hey, thank you, Will's. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Thank you.
¿Estás tirando la foto?
Wow.
Ahí.
And film that lady, get a shot of her. Wow. And la última pregunta.
This lady had spawned out of nowhere and began spying on us. For instance, look at it. She comes into frame right here, and then she hides behind the lamppost, and then all of a sudden she starts filming us. And then when she goes to the other side of the lamppost, she then begins to act like she's on a phone call. However, she continues to point her camera towards our direction. The guy I'm interviewing then notices that she's filming us. He goes and confronts her, and she runs to the other side of the street. She then turns the corner, and my security guard follows her to see where she goes. And who does she meet up with? She meets up with the man who was following us inside of the hotel. And after we had confirmed that we were being followed by Cuban intelligence and their spies were spying on us, we hurried back up to our hotel room and made a plan to escape Cuba.
She makes her way through the woods to him, and then he goes, no, Maxine, don't sit here. Boom, sits there. So they're together, 100%. Come back to the hotel, buddy's there. They're 100% watching us. Option 2 is, there's no more flights out today. They're 100% up to us.
So you think we gotta leave tomorrow morning?
If we're gonna deal with the pressure at one point, which I think we're going to anyways, we do it trying to be.
Right. Hey, PPP, how you doing? Nice to see you. I don't know who you talk about this BBB stuff. I have no idea who you think Black Bloc Bill is. I've never heard of such a guy or anything like that. Okay. I do not know this Black Bloc Bill you may speak of or anything like that. I don't know what in the world you're possibly thinking of when you mention this Black Bloc Bill guy. So I don't know where that idea came from. Probably some sort of fake news thing out there. I did not say this. This is fake news here. Fake news. I just simply said it's one of the bad things about ice cream is it make you fat. If it is, then I must eat a lot of ice cream too. Okay, you understand? I'm chubby also. Okay, not proud of it, but I'm chubby. I didn't say that Laura was chubby or anything like that. So, but if somebody who eats a lot of ice cream happens to be chubby or something like that, that could be a coincidence. There's causation and coincidence. No, there's the causation. There's another word like causation that it's either causation or it's the other thing.
At the airport, where there's public eyes. We're in Cuba, we're in Comitown. So this is a different bugging for us. Think we can get out tonight? I was thinking about making a call to see if we were to do that. How far would the U.S. Coast Guard need us to be? They're like hours down. So good news about this.
Could you imagine?
This is literally the North Korea of Latin America, and we have spies on us.
They're 100%. 100%. We're not paranoid. I'm 100% convinced. But if we grab our bags right now and make an escape, they're going to say, hey, they just took off. They're going to shut this whole bitch down looking for us.
And to make things even worse, Cuba was having their May Day march just outside our hotel.
Oh, wow. They probably wanted to stay for that to get some other content there, but still too dangerous probably.
The morning, so all around the hotel, military and Cuba government was surrounding the hotel, protecting the streets for the march the next morning.
My thoughts. So tomorrow they're going to have the march for the May 1st march. It's a big march. So it starts at 6. They're either going to come for us by 3 or 4. So we have to be out of here by then. And whether that's us bouncing around the city in a pair of 2 and one off on their own, and maybe I'll be back up. We have to distract them enough by the time it's our time to board on the airport at 8 a.m. They're too occupied doing this march thing.
We took a bit of a risky move and headed down to the lobby to act as if we had no idea they were spying on us and act very casual. So security puffed on some Cuban cigars. I drank some water. Security chatted up with some of the people working at the hotel. And then we went back upstairs and barricaded ourselves into the hotel room for the night. And then at 4 a.m., we made our attempt to escape the hotel.
All right, 4 a.m. now. We're in the elevator, we're heading down to the bottom lobby, and we're making our way out. Right now, the people are gathering up on the streets. We have one of the security guards down the bottom, making sure that it's clear for us to walk out of the lobby right now. We're heading out, getting on a taxi, and making our way to the airport as fast as possible.
One of the security guards was stopped by someone at the hotel as she asked why we are leaving the hotel early, and she would not let us leave. They were stalling for some reason.
Yeah, waiting for the government officials to kind of come by and check on them.
And then when we did try and make it out to go get a taxi, the guy barely let us out the door. And then when we got out to get a taxi, they called us back in.
We're running into some complications here, just trying to get out. They're asking why are we trying to leave the hotel early.
And they took us into the back room of the hotel, and we had a meeting with a 2-star general who interrogated us for 10 to 15 minutes.
Wow.
About why we're trying to leave Cuba, what was our purpose of our travels, what kind of questions we were asking the people on the streets, what kind of footage we got. The general then said we could go, and he said they would get us a taxi to the airport. However, we waited for 5 minutes, and there was no taxi. We thought we were about to get set up, so we left the hotel and set off on foot to escape Cuba.
As soon as we made it down to the hotel lobby, they had their guys down there. We had immigration, and they brought us in for an interview. Gabe, so what's the current circumstances that we got going on right now? We're trying to find a taxi. We've left the hotel. We're a few miles out now. No taxis there anywhere. How are we getting out of Cuba?
So number one, second we got downstairs, we had what you want to call their undercover police walking through the lobby, just playing it cool, acting like it was nothing. Once you and I came downstairs.
Keep in mind, I do have this running at 1.25 speed, just FYI.
And you guys made your way out to the front. 2-star general came out of nowhere, and he asked as politely as possible, but with firm action, like, hey, I need to sit down. We need to talk to you guys. And then he realized that he was pressing, so he's like, hey, could you just bring in your friend so we could talk? And I was like, oh, what's going on? And he goes, I would want to talk inside. That's when he came outside to the outside lobby. I'm trying to just engage the conversation there. And he said, I would like to talk inside. We had our conversation. Now they let us leave. Now we're on foot by the university and the hospital. And we got about another 1.5 miles to the airport, 2 miles. So we're on foot. Hopefully we can get a taxi at some point if we don't get squeezed in before.
And there's no taxis out right now. That's a bit of a problem right now. The streets are empty.
Empty, and everybody's going the opposite direction.
By the grace of God, we found one taxi driver in all of Havana who agreed to take us to the airport. The only problem, it's a tricycle that only goes 10 miles per hour.
All right, we got our taxi. All right, so our taxi to the airport. Not the taxi I thought we were going to get into to make it to the airport. This is our taxi we have right now. It's the only option we had available. We're going to try to find another car taxi because this is taking too long to get to the airport, and our flight's going to leave without us. And right now, we currently have the entire government of Cuba telling us no that we're going to leave the country. Now, we weren't able to get another taxi. We've been in this taxi for the past hour or so. The sun came up. Finally,
An hour or so. I thought it was only a mile away.
Made it to the airport, and now this is our last stretch in order to get out of Cuba. They might press us one more time inside the airport, so we don't know exactly. We're not out of here for certain, for good. They might make one last push at the airport. They could either ask us some more questions or not let us board our flight. They do have all my camera gear inside the airport right now, so we have to get all of that. And everyone's on the know that we're trying to leave Cuba right now. We'll see if they let us board the flight.
We made it to the airport, and now I had to go get my camera gear that they had seized just 24 hours before. They questioned me for another 30 minutes. They then took one of my security guards, questioned him as well, and then they ended up letting us get onto our
Oh my gosh. Muchas gracias. Gracias. Oh, we're making it onto the plane right now. I've never been so happy to make it onto a plane.
The airport's probably the nicest place out there.
I got pulled up by 2 guys. They wanted to do the smooth approach, like, hey, what's going on? Why are you guys here? Why are you guys leaving so soon? You guys got here yesterday. After going back and forth, and I was done with small talk already. I was like, bro, something's going to happen. Let it happen already. And he's like, I'm like, listen, we had a 2-star general at a hotel at 5 in the morning. You guys are here now. We were pressed out there yesterday. What's up? And he's like, even the president knows that you guys are here.
The president of Communist Cuba knew that we were here.
He knows that we were here. Facts. They know. They've been watching us all day. They know that we're here. So
you might not see 3 more happier minutes
in the world right now.
It's like Christmas morning. Oh, yeah.
Made it out. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Eddie, how you doing? Nice to see you. We just got done watching the next Shirley Escape from Cuba film there. There's crazy stuff going on in that one there. Okay, let's watch a little bit of Bo Diddle here if you guys are still hanging around. How many people are still hanging around here talking about ice cream? 35 people still? Okay, we can do that. Then I got to go do some other stuff. Oh, we're going to go down there, California, Mexico. Oh, that'll be very interesting. Yeah, make sure you guys follow Danny and Chris over there. Laura won't give you guys a shout out, so I will. So she's too busy thinking about ice cream. So I'll make sure your Danny and Chris get the proper shout outs there. Make sure you follow them over there. I'll even be nice and shout out Laura, even though she thinks I say bad things about her when I don't. But there's Laura's link there also. Tijuana stream. You're only going there for the tequila. Okay, that's why you guys are going down there for the affordable tequila. I'm guessing that's probably why you guys, your other reason why you go down there is the tequila. Is there a song called Tequila? I don't know who sings that one. Anywho, Bo Diddle here.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Today, we're in New York City at May Day. This is May Day, so we're going to go in there, do what we always do, just ask questions. This should be fun, should have lots of crazy answers. So, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe before we even start, because you know this video is about to be insane. Let's go. A lot of people are calling to take off of work today. Are you partaking in not working today?
Thank you for that. I'm retired.
Make sure you guys follow Nick Shirley. We just watched this video there. I didn't give him enough shout outs there, so make sure you follow him if you're not already on YouTube. Thank you so much. You see, Laura's watching out for you. That's good. That's good. That's good. She might be sort of saying if they have any tequila ice cream to bring some tequila ice cream back for her or whatever. I think it's what her motive is when she's talking about your tequila adventures down there. So not sure if they make tequila ice cream, but she evidently likes ice cream drinks. She was talking about coffee ice cream. Now she's probably wanting to get into this tequila ice cream craze or something. I'm not sure what other kind of drink ice creams there are.
What are your thoughts on people that are going on strike today and they're not working?
I wouldn't say they're going on strike. They're right as employees to take either I would call it a mental health day, or for their own personal viewpoint, taking the day off. Yes, they have the right to do that.
Yeah. And then I want to ask you real quick about the assassination attempt this past weekend on President Trump. What are your thoughts on that?
I really have no comment one way or another. It's something I think we all. In the fact, do we want to really? We'd like him out of office. We want his influence stifled and suppressed so we can have representation.
Definitely Margarita gives you more gumption, for lack of a better word. Chris had a lot of gumption last night.
Of the people, as opposed by a bureaucratic authoritarian nightmare, despot.
What I see, for instance, I came over here and they claim to be representing unions. And I said to my kid here, I bet you, give them 30 seconds, they'll make mention of Palestine, correct? And that's exactly what they did. And so I'll explain to my kid that in this country today, just like the Nazis of the 1930s, who also spoke in terms of social justice, but we all know what the
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4. Okay, that sounds familiar.
Nazis did. These people also speak in terms of social justice. These people are enraging a crowd about their work conditions and the plight of this minority, that minority woman, and they're making a linkage to a group of people you need to blame it on, and that's called the Jews. So, me and my kid...
Interesting.
Because we know exactly, we know how to call when we see it. Thank you.
I'm laughing how these people have intellectual minds of toddlers.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on liberals?
They're just stupid. They've been manipulated almost their entire life in what we call public school.
Do you know what a woman is?
Well, I don't know if it's a woman or not because they could be transgender.
All right. Do you have any final comments?
You don't know how to do it. I don't want to be famous.
Don't trust the mayor.
No trust. All right. Hey, thank you guys. So today is May Day. Talk to me about the importance of being out here and using your voice.
Well, I mean, as you can see with a lot of the signs, this is just a class issue that we're all dealing with. More so, it's as stuff becomes more and more expensive and there's no way to help us. It's like, how are we expected to live if we don't?
Why do things get more expensive, huh? Spend, spend, spend. That's why things get more expensive.
Get out here and do this. Stuff has gotten so bad that now we have to actively organize and get out here and do this stuff. You know?
What are your thoughts on capitalism? Is capitalism truly as bad
What does that shirt say?
as some of these signs say?
I would say that, in a sense, it sort of has outgrown its usefulness, and now we're kind of suffering from it being unchecked and being unregulated. Competition that does not benefit any of us, and trying to minimize how much we can actually do to increase the profits as possible.
And then going on to Trump real quick, what are your thoughts on how he has handled his administration so far?
Horribly. I think almost in a bipartisan issue, which Trump in itself, that has been a complete disaster in terms of wars, the economy, everything that he promised to help in this country, he's only hurt, in my opinion. And I think bipartisan, we need a just almost total government reset, and we need to get new candidates in there and people that will actually support the people, not for businesses.
And then last thing I want to ask you is about the assassination. What are your thoughts on last weekend's assassination attempts on his life?
Oh, the attempt on that. I would say it might be an unfortunate event, but it should be a wake-up call. And as to why somebody would do that, they should look into why somebody would be so angry at the world to do something like that. Try to address the concern.
Feel sorry for the person that did that, not sort of call out stupid behavior. Wow.
To prevent that from happening, for if not for us, for his own safety, and for the people in his administration that was with him, their safety as well.
So it's Trump's fault that he got attempts on his life 3 times. It's Trump's fault, not the people that did it. It's Trump's fault.
Why, in your opinion, has political violence got as high as it has right now?
Like I had said, I think it was a fed up thing of not only people are fed up.
Polly is live. Maybe I'll raid over there to Polly or whatever. I haven't seen her channel yet, but hold on. After this video here, we'll send you guys over her way or some way.
But we're constantly fed the worst news that we can get. People feel hopeless unless they do these extreme things that they might end up regretting for the rest of their life. Some of them don't even because of how angry they are. And in some ways, it's one of those things where I think this is, some people feel like this is the only voice they have for change.
Me and him were just having a great conversation, talking, chit-chatting, get to know each other, and look who shows up!
Oh, wow.
It's him!
You're muted.
The right-wing troll guy or something like that. Oh, man. Oh, I see. I'm going to get in trouble here, but oh, has a few people watching her over there. Okay, I didn't even know she had a channel like that or something like that. That's cool.
What's up, bro? Good to see you. How have you been? Decent? Vibing? Good, bad? All right.
They can't have this conversation.
All right, well, still, we're homies though, a little bit. Yeah. All right. We got more coming at you. Let's get out. It appears that there is a rise in political violence. Why do you think we are seeing such a rise in political violence, predominantly from the left?
I don't know about political violence from the left. You just have to look at the mobilization of ICE against immigrants to see where the violence is coming from.
Why are old people stupider than young people nowadays?
So I don't see what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about the assassination attempts on President Trump, and then you obviously have Charlie Kirk's assassination.
We put out a leaflet about that.
It's in the documentation. I don't want to have my own opinion about that. Just read the documentation.
Not, like I said, assassination is not our method of bringing down this system.
Your method is the lefty method. So either call it out specifically now, or just assume that you're okay with it.
The method is to mobilize a working class, and we think some of the things that Charlie Kirk said have to be refuted. And you can ask. I don't have it on me. We actually put out a leaflet saying that basically says what what has to be done to refute the ideas that Charlie Kirk was pushing.
And that is great, but what I'm asking is, why do you
The facts that he put out?
think there's a rise in political
I
violence?
don't know if there is a rise. I don't know. Like I said, political violence. Like I said, ICE. Look at all the stuff in ICE. That's pretty. Where's the violence coming from? It's not coming from the left or the working class. It's coming from the powers that be, the federal government. And this was all. Trump mobilized this, but it was done, of course, with the rule.
This guy just has no concept. He has to use everybody else's kind of ideas and think they're his own. It's crazy.
Classes blessing. Okay. So I don't see where that assertion comes from.
What's up?
I didn't think this was your beat. I thought you were only about queers.
About what?
Queers.
I'm about everyone.
Oh, you hate on workers too?
No,
What is wrong with this? Tax the rich.
about everyone.
You're good with workers, right? You're good with workers.
I love everyone.
Yeah.
But how have you been? It's so good to see you.
Oh, Bo, how are you monetizing this, Bo? How are you monetizing this? How do you make a buck?
I'm not a social. I love capitalism. That's why monetization is great.
Yeah. So you're not so much for workers then, right?
I love workers. I love you. I love him. I love everyone. This is beautiful. People want to know, ma'am. People want to know. Hey, my father-in-law. Hey, question for you real quick.
Hey, what about that church in Plano, Texas?
I got a question for you real quick.
What about that church in Plano, Texas that got firebombed after you visited?
Yeah, it did get firebombed.
Pretty Christian of you, huh?
What did I do wrong?
Pretty Christian.
I asked questions.
You called them satanic, and something else, and they got firebombs 2 weeks later.
You're gonna have to watch the video again. I don't think you watched the video.
That's not very Christian.
I don't think you watched the video.
I don't think it's very Christian.
But question for you: my father-in-law, he said that he keeps seeing you in all my videos, and he wonders, are you a paid protester?
Oh man, that is the best lie, and I know you guys are making a lot of money on this lie. I know it's hard for conservatives to conceive of the fact that people would give of themselves for free to help their country.
How are you helping the country by holding a sign that says right-wing troll? I wanted to ask you about President
How is that helping the country?
Trump. How would you rank his administration and what he's done in America so far?
Cameraman, get a look at it. See, they trying to persuade me of my answers. So Donald Trump overall, for me, is it's not so much the politics, it's really.
Wow, he still has a conversation there. He can actually decide to have his conversation on his own.
About how you swaying people to be bad people. At the end of the day, bro, we gotta like each other. We gotta involve each other in a circle we can involve, But in terms of his politics, I mean, they suck. But the one thing I hate about him, everything real estate is less presidential. You want to be a president, but you want to be like this music.
Imagine it was. It's probably acceptable now, I would imagine.
Museum named after you. You want this to be named. It's not real estate, bro. This is real life. So overall, I'm giving him a 0 out of 10.
And then last thing I want to ask you about is the assassination attempts. What are your thoughts on the assassination attempt last weekend?
You speak things to existence, and when the existence comes to your speaking, that's what you see.
Why is it do you think that there's such a rise in political violence coming from the left?
Charlie Kirk. I ain't gotta say nothing else. It's true. There are certain people that speak things into existence, and Charlie Kirk, I thought, was the forefront of that. But with Trump, again, he's the father of it. Charlie Kirk was just a son.
Are you I guess clarify what you mean? Because I asked, why is there such a rise in political?
I saw this one on Twitter. He talks to the other side, but his opinions are like, whoa.
Violence, and you responded, Charlie Kirk. What does that mean?
It means Charlie Kirk said Martin Luther King was the reason for civil rights. Why it went so left. No, it went left. That's how it went, because racism went at an all-time high. But you can't say Martin Luther King was the reason for doubt. He's one of the best orators of all time. I'll say that again. Martin Luther King was one of the best orators of all time, if not the best orator of all time. But when you speak hate, you get hate. It's that simple.
For the record, though, you're not condoning Charlie Kirk's assassination, correct?
No one deserves to go out that way. Nobody. But I will be clear here. When you spread a message that gives hate to America and you threaten us with your language, it will come back around to you in the way you deserve.
Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed.
Make sure you guys follow Bo Diddle out there. He does a good job with his streams also. Here's his channel right there. He's probably on my other Nightbot, but anyway, here is that link there for you. He probably likes ice cream too. Not sure what kind of ice cream he likes. Organized crime, but there is his link there. I think we're.
If you did, let me know down below. Let me know your favorite part. Let me know your least favorite part. Let me know your favorite character.
And we're caught up on that one there. Zach was live. Let's see if there's nobody really live right now. I mean, yeah, Polly was live. You guys go watch Polly if you want to, talking to Climatics and Sparky or something like that. You guys want to watch that? You can do that. Let me see. Got Patriots live also. Is there anybody else that's live right now? Maybe we'll watch the Zach video tonight or something like that. Paranormal Polly is out there. I'll give you some link options here. I'm not sure if he's talking about paranormal stuff, but that's not usually the kind of stuff that I watch anyway. But if you guys like that kind of content there, she's one of Climatics's mods and other mods elsewhere also. And she apologized. I more or less apologized for accusing me of my mods banning her the other day or something like that. But as YouTube was giving her a hard time. There's that her channel there. Let me see if there's anything else to look at her. Let's check out Twitter real quick here. Oh, covering the UFO files. Oh, that'd be kind of interesting to do, I guess. Yeah. If that heads up on that, Ed Eagle. Let me just check and see if there's any late breaking news on Twitter real quick here. Oops. Where's the home button? There's the home button. Ooh, what was going on over here? Why was Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones allowed to burn something in a Tennessee government building with Tennessee State troopers standing directly behind him? I'm pretty sure it's not allowed to burn things in a state building there. That's interesting. Allow them to get away with it. Yeah, trooper right there sees it happening. Should see it happening. If he sees it happening, he's doing it, but looks like he's intentionally not looking at it happen. Interesting. Anything else going on here? Weird AI stuff going on here and there. Climatics and Angry Oregonian had a conversation earlier. 3 hours ago. Elon Musk. Donnie nonsense. Okay. I don't want to see anything else. I don't see anything else crazy going on. There's a good guy right there. American Rifleman. Always a good follow on that one there if you guys haven't followed him. American Rifleman 1776. He was hung out with the PBs back in the day and likes to troll leftists. Spicy Latina. Geyer just received this message. Hi, Brandon. This is John with Ed Deal. Election fraud. Yeah, I got that same text message. Deleted it right away. Anyway, what else is going on? Honey Badger Mom. Not sure what that's about. Dean Cain was at the White House or somewhere. The DOJ. All right, we saw everything we need to see pretty much. Okay, guys, let's find somebody to raid you out to here. Where should we go? You guys want to go to Polly? Go check out Polly's channel over there. What is it? Their YouTube creator. Thank you for getting me to 4,730 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, feel free to do so now. Don't forget to hit that like button or that poll question button on the way out also. If you still want to donate to Laura's Ice Cream Fund, she has a Cash App on her Twitter page. Just make sure you follow her Twitter page and you'll see that Cash App. Aside from that, get ready to be sent to probably Fat Patriot, I'm guessing. Fat Patriot or Bach would be the two choices there. Looks like Polly doesn't allow for raids to her channel. Otherwise, that might have been another option. But if you got the link in the chat if you want to watch Paulie talk about UFO stuff. Otherwise, you guys can go over and Bach's probably talking about Will Tifa stuff. I'm not sure what Fat Patriot is doing, but I'll send you over there as soon as the stream ends. Anything else going on? Oh, is that what's going on, Nicholas? That was crazy. Alrighty then. We'll see you guys later. I'll try to come back on around 7, probably more like 8 o'clock tonight, and do another stream about something. Hopefully not too much crazy stuff. Maybe a few panel people will pop in and say hello or something. All right. God bless, guys. Have a good... Oh, I didn't give you a whole lot of music tonight, did I? I should give you a little bit of music. 1 minute music. Is that okay or not? I'll give you more music tonight instead of music now, okay? We'll see you later. Have a good evening. And feel free to watch Paulie also, just to shout Paulie's channel out. Also, if you guys want to. Did I already link it in the chat once? I think I did. Anyway, there's that link there if you want to go watch her channel. Otherwise, you guys are heading over to Fat Patriot. Hit go now when the stream ends. Thank you, guys and girls. 30-second countdown.